Hello, man. Hello, Mgtows. It's another Sunday
Searching for a job?
podcast.
Whether you're looking for a full-time, part-time, or
Let me turn that off. Hello, man. This is Mgtow. Transcending that anger when you first come in here. We are angry. We are in your houses. We are in your churches. We are at your work. We eat with you. We are many and we are everywhere. And we are angry. That's sort of our motto. We are everywhere. We cannot be bargained with. We are Mgtow. Good morning, men. Good morning, Mgtows. Just waiting on a few guests to come in. It's Sunday morning. It's a Sunday morning podcast. Let's do some shout outs. Hello, Victor. Hello, Curse. Hello, Mgtow Indian. Hello, Thor. Hello, Howard Dare. Transcending that anger. How do we do that? In Mgtow, we learned how to do that. We tuck that anger and we make it the fuel we need to survive in this world. Why? Because this world hates us. Because this world wants to destroy you as a man. The sooner you embrace that, the better off you will be. But after we decided that, after we became Mgtow, we find our peace. We find our still waters. What are those still waters we talk about? Them are the deep introspections that you will do on yourself through your Mgtow journey. In the low bar, I put a little parable. It's called The Still Waters. It's about a countryman that passes a river. It sounded, it made noise. In the most part, it was formidable. He had a trial. He made an observation. The water ran smooth in certain areas, and the water ran deep in those areas where it was the shallowest and most easy to traverse, and where it was the deepest and the most silent. It was the most dangerous. Be those still waters, Mgtow. The noisy babbling of our enemies is just that water running over the rocks and being tossed around in this life. Find your peace, Mgtow. Where do we find that peace? Well, we find it inside of ourselves. We find it in Mgtow. Mgtow's been going through a lot of trials lately. There's a lot of noisy babbling out there, isn't it? Isn't it, guys? Just say it, guys. All the babbling we hear from the women, the women, the men that sound like women, the blue pill men. Oh, they're angry, temporarily angry. They've never been through it. We will have our enemies. That's it. We laugh at them, we smirk at them, we poke at them. But in all that is all in jest, because they are laughable. And we found our peace. We hope they found their peace. Sorry about my voice today. It's a little raspy. I've been going through it. So we find these things deep in our soul, but one thing we have to do is we have to start doing those introspections that we talk about. What are we? What did we used to be? I used to be a purple pillar, I guess. That's what you would call me back before and our peoples coined the term. He identified himself as a purple pillar. And a lot of these guys identify themselves as purple pillars that come around. They think it's okay. Really? They want to convince us that coming back to the matrix and plugging back in and becoming a battery for that horrible world we see out there is okay. No, they forget. We are angry. We've already seen it. It's already happened. It's like being burnt. You can't unburn yourself. It's like touching that hot pan. There's a lesson in touching that hot pan. The lesson is don't freaking touch the hot pan again. Oh yeah, go curse. I like that. Pink pills. That's all they are. It's pink pills or violet pills or mauve pills, the color of pussy. Pink pills. We get it all the time in here. It's a never-ending, constant battle we have to go through. And they don't understand. We are many. We are many men. We all think differently. Some of us think alike. Some of us have different ideas. Some of us do our own thing. But in that is the beauty. You can never pin us down. You can never hold us to anything. We are Mgtow. We are an ideology. A group of men that found their still waters, that will not put their lips on that hot pan again to be burnt. What can we learn when you do that introspections in your life? You learn about yourself. You learn about how you used to be. I'll always say it's not what the mistakes I've made in the past, and I never hold a man for the mistakes he's made in the past. It's how he transcends those mistakes and how he comes out. Where he comes out, and that Mgtow is where he comes out. It's the only path. In a way, AM is right. All roads do lead to Mgtow. I don't know if he coined it or stole it. Probably stole it. But that's the truth. Mgtow is the final jump of the journey, the ending place for many men. And that's what we become. So I'm just waiting for someone to come in here. I'll have to invite some more people in, or you know who I've invited in? Misanthropic Altruist. I'll see if he's in. He wanted to talk about some things. And I don't know if that's his avatar. I'll see if that's him. Or I just invited the wrong person. Hello, Red Pill Ghost. Hello, Eric Wingard. Hello, John Kramer. Hello, Paul Stevens. Staying free Mgtow because it's freaking Mgtow. Love that line. Love that guy. 11 hours last night, huh? Staying free? 11 hours, really? You guys are something. It's great. It's great to be around here. It's great to be around you guys. But we will have to put up with the purple pillars and those guys that, you know, just generally are hard to deal with. Listen to their point of view. I heard that last night. We have to listen to their point of view and try to explain to them why they're wrong. But they should get why they're wrong to begin with. I don't know why they don't. Oh, I seen Staying Free. I seen you changed your profile pic. I seen that. Yes, I did. But it's coming up on here the same as the old pic. So finding that peace inside of yourself. What do we do to find that peace inside of ourselves? We have to identify those things in ourselves, those maladies or in ourselves that we used to have, and that's identifying the purple pill in us. I think I'm pretty sure. transcending that purple pill is sometimes hard. We don't have too many of around, or we don't open our doors around this area, around the Travcast to purple pills. They just irritate us. They make us unhappy. They're dangerous to us. We recognize the danger in that. In that, we recognize the danger in a lot of things in life. We recognize the danger in the ritualized dating scenes. We recognize the danger in women, and that's a problem for a lot of people. I've been doing a little research this week, and I've come to my final conclusion about Mgtow. I've come to the final conclusion that a lot of it is just the way we treat women, and the girl, and the gynocentrism comes from one thing. It comes from xenophobia. Yes, xenophobia. Xenophobia is the fear of other cultures. It's the fear of other men, like we see around here in the alt-right. They fear the Muslim community. They fear other people that don't look like themselves. Xenophobia is deeply embedded and ingrained into our psyches. I talk a lot about Southern violence. I talk about honor. Honor is a mechanism that we all have. When that honor is enacted, what we're really doing is we're protecting the farming culture that we've evolved into. If a man comes on, if a beast or an animal or if prey comes on your farm, what do? You kill it. Over the years, we developed this mechanism of honor, and that's xenophobia. It all bases itself on, if I see the face of an enemy coming onto my farm to take my things, to take at that point in my life would have been my woman or my kids, and corrupt them, I would kill it. And that's what xenophobia is. It's the fear. It's all based on fear. Something sets you off. Something feared you. But that same fear, when I look at that fear, and I look at that xenophobia that I used to have, my final conclusion in Mgtow about gynocentrism, and this will be my final conclusion, is that's what got me. Let me explain it like this. Men, and this is important, listen up. White men and white women fear black men and black women. Black women and black men fear white people, white faces, white men. Both parties fear men, and that leaves women as the party that doesn't get feared, and we trust them. That's gynocentrism. That's xenophobia. All peoples, all men. Honor is just a male mechanism. It's for males. Women don't get included in this group. Matter of fact, they get excluded from the group because nobody fears a woman. How can you fear a woman? She's dainty. She's soft. She speaks in soft tones. There's nothing to fear that, but damn well better fear it, because most of our lives we've went under that presumption that we should fear animals. We should fear other men. We should fear other cultures. That's male xenophobia. Xenophobia is simply for males. It comes from that herding culture. It comes from that honor. And we exclude women from that. And we do that every day in our lives. And this is my final take on Mgtow gynocentrism, that we do it naturally. But we can stop that. Mechanism is just a switch. It's just a switch you can turn off. Stop fearing everybody else and start fearing the one you should fear. And that may be the closest person to you. That's what I missed in life. That was the question of why. I asked myself the question of why after it happened, after she tried to kill me, after she took my kids, after she raked me through the courts, after she humiliated me. Why? Because I was the protector. I was the provider. What did I need to do? I needed to put that scary face on. I needed to put that man face on. I needed to be the white male. I needed to be that guy. And what happened? The same thing that happened to everybody else. I was chasing away the animals, the predators, the cackling hyenas, all those other men. I was projecting fear, but I was projecting fear that she also feared me. And in that fear, people that fear you and will harm you. And I realized that that was the root of gynocentrism. We don't fear the young ladies. We don't fear them soft creatures. We think of them as soft creatures. But you better fear that, because that 116-pound little girl is going to fuck your life up. She's going to take everything. Behind that 116-pound little girl is a million men out there called the state, and that's her thugs. Stop fearing your brothers, man. Stop fearing that Muslim around the corner. There's not a Russian under any of your beds. The closest thing to you is sometimes the most harmful thing, them things we don't see in life. But now that we went through that, now that Mgtow has gone through that, you Mgtows, every single one of you, we transcend those things and we tuck that anger and we make it the fuel which drives us. And for 15, 20 years here, I've been driven on that fuel of anger, looking for that ultimate question in life. Why? I was asking, why did that happen? Then I realized I made it happen. I became the predator. I became that scary thing in the dark. I was doing exactly what I was told to do. I didn't know that they were going to internalize it. I thought that I was just supposed to be that way. And you can look out over the manosphere and you can see the fear of the male in every feminist face and every female face. You can see the fear in every male face, every purple pill face that comes around. They're just programmed that way. Our government puts a lot of time and investment in xenophobia, producing it in the media, making sure you're afraid of every little thing, when what you should be afraid of is the state and those women, the soft, cuddly things they say are going to save you. They're not going to save you. Them are the things you should fear. And hence, out of that, raged Mgtow. And that's simply gynocentrism. Sorry about my raspy voice today. I got a little cold the other day, and it was cold. I went for a way long walk with my jacket unzipped, and you know what happens. It was raining, and I was trudging through the woods and looking for something. Don't ask me what I was looking for. I was down at the river scouting some fishing areas and looking for some bat boxes. I wanted to collect the bat droppings for fertilizer in my garden this year. So I was out, stocking the bat boxes. The park around my area does a really good job putting up bat boxes, and they're in there, and they're in the caves around here now because it's cold. So I go collect that stuff when they're not looking, because it's better than ammonium nitrate fertilizer that you get that's man-made. It's more natural. So that's what I do. And it helps you grow your pot really good. So I don't know if anybody's going to come in today. Maybe I'll invite some more people in if this thing doesn't go off well. It's a Sunday Travcast with me, like always, every Sunday. You can rely on me to be here. And let's try to get somebody in here. Oh, that's right. Victor Pirrick, I was, I had you mistaken for? I had you mistaken for Victor Zen. And I was thinking, man, is that Victor? It sounds like Victor Zen. But Victor Zen is that little guy up there in Canada. You're nothing like him. So that's, if I have your, I should invite Paulie Lemon, huh? Oh my, that would be funny, huh? That would be hilarious. Let me see if I'm using this thing right. There we go. I'll invite the red pill ghost there, if you're okay with that. Hello, Timothy Braids. Hello, Staying Free, Mgtow. Hello, Lewis. Hello, Paul Stevens and Sitz Lukin. That's a new one. I wonder who that is. I don't see John Kramer, but John Kramer's probably gone. And Mike Peterson. Hello, Mike. Oh, did we kick him out yet? No, let me see. Don't scare the kittens. No, don't kick him out. Hello, 212 Sparks. And hello, everybody that's in the room today. Just trying to get a guest in today. And we can talk. We can talk about Mgtow. We can talk about transcendence. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. If you got any subjects, just write them down and we'll talk about it in a Mgtow way, in a Mgtow monk way, without introducing all that purple pill garbage. So, I'm having trouble getting someone in here today. Let me copy and paste this and put it up. Sorry about the shop praise. I can't think today and actually type at the same time. I can't multitask today. So what we were talking about transcending Mgtow. We were talking about how to become a Mgtow monk in essence. And that's a word that's been put on. I like to call it something different. The aesthetic Mgtow, aestheticism is what we are. Okay. I was just looking at the. Hey, Trav, beat your own record. Oh, my record of 12 hours? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. That's hard to do. Hello, Staying Free. Do you have your sound set yet? Staying Free Mgtow Zen. And well,
Can anyone hear me now?
I can hear you now. But
yeah, I was fucking during the week. I was trying to figure out because I saw Howard Dare do it and everybody else can do it, and I was trying. I got pissed off and I'm like, you know what? I want to share a video. People be able to hear the audio, and so I kind of I got Windows 10, so I kind of screwed up a lot of my settings.
Oh, okay. Just make sure it doesn't get a copyright. Yeah, we have that happen once in a while. We get they share videos on the cast, and then I say, oh, all of a sudden I got a copyright, and I don't own the video.
Oh, I can't do it. I
Okay.
literally can't do it.
Yeah.
I do it on my channel because, well, I thought, like, if anybody was listening last night, they know that I'm like, yeah, we're in this little corner. Nobody knows we're here, blah, blah, blah. And then people just start showing up, talking shit. And it's just like, oh, dude, what? All right, it's really Mgtow Fight Club now. Yeah, I can't avoid it.
I seen it, yeah.
Oh, TV was being a smart ass. He said, hey, Trav, inviting staying free in, ... Have a 13-hour stream.
Have a 13. You did. You went 11 hours last night. That was 11 hours, was it?
Yeah, it was about probably. I don't know. I tried to go back and look, but I don't know. I mean, I tried to even sleep longer. My body wouldn't let me do it. It just immediately woke me up. Like, no, there's stuff to do.
Yeah. There's always stuff to do in Mgtow. Yeah. So we were talking about. I guess the subject today is transcending, and finding that peace inside of us. And I know that's hard at first. Oh my God, I raged for many years, but I've come to this point in my life now that I've identified all these things within myself. Those things that made me angry, and I tuck that anger and I use it for fuel now. It's just pure fuel. Hello, Red Pill Ghost.
Hey, Traversable. What's going on?
Hey. Oh, nothing. Just doing the regular Sunday broadcast.
Yeah, I thought I'd come in for a few minutes and see what's going on. I actually have something planned and going on today, but I thought I'd stop in and see how you're doing.
Oh, great. It's always good to hear from you. And it's always good to hear from all the guys.
I did want to bring up something that's been bothering me. It's these groups that are claiming that Mgtows are the male version of feminism, which I did a video on, and I covered that subject. I don't understand where they get this idea from that we're like feminists, because if anything, one, we're nothing like feminists at all. And secondly, the honest truth is we're against feminism ourselves. We just choose to go our own way from the societal norm rather than continuing to fight with them.
Yeah, I think they place too much stock on the word feminism, and they get into that, and they're the anti-feminists. We get attacked by those anti-feminists an awful lot, don't we? And they're, in one word, they're saying, "Oh, we're anti-feminists," but in the other side of their breath, they're saying, "No, you guys are feminists," because it's pretty much in Mgtow. Once you become Mgtow, feminism becomes null and void, and they know that. If every man in this world would become Mgtow, then feminism would end, and they know that. And then they're whatever we see these anti-feminists like Shoe on Head and even to the most part Sargon and Sargon and
I'm actually going to stop calling them anti-feminists. They're really feminist.
They are really feminist. Marcus made a video about that. They are really they need feminism. They need that enemy.
Well, my thing is weak ass dudes like that. If anybody remembers when TFN went through an explanation of a lot of the causes behind that, and you can look through history and see it, especially when it came down to the prohibition era, it was weak ass men who basically launched and spearheaded a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Simply by validating them, they give them their power. And I've always seen that. It's like that Anita Sarkeesian thing. When Anita Sarkeesian came around, every Mgtow and every man in the manosphere ran over there and clicked on her video. By clicking on her video, she became bigger. And every time you clicked on, one of us clicked on her video, I said, no, guys, don't give her that power. Just forget about her. And that's what Mgtow should be going. Just forget about those people. Don't click on their videos. Don't give them their power, and they will go away. She relied on that. She was making money on that.
Hold on.
Right.
They're not going to go away. See, what's going to happen is it's basically one of those effects that happen. See, in a sense, they want you to show up. But see, when you don't, they're going to show up to you. I actually talked about this in a sense where I kind of hinted at it, that you never know who's actually watching. You don't know who's watching. Yeah. I literally was looking at my analytics earlier, and 3.7% of my viewers are women. And I'm sitting there, wait, number one, for me, 3.7% is already too high.
Yeah.
Where the fuck
I really
is this
don't
even
take a look
coming
at
from?
those statistics, but I know they're still coming around my channel, even my new one. I know those kind of people are still watching.
Oh yeah, and I
so-
saw another statistic too. You asses only watch about 20 minutes, but I'm not mad at you. I can completely understand. Those things are long as hell.
Yeah, they just need us to be an enemy, just like they have found that enemy in feminism. We just usher them out and pay no attention to them, because Mgtow's always going to get that. Mgtow's going to get that from all the ends. They're going to call us names. They're going to see if they can get a response, because it's just, you know what they are most of all? They're just the Gamergate children. And
right, and it's no surprise to me that they're seeking a new target, because we all know that feminism, as of now, is dying off.
yeah.
Oh,
they're
and I want to look
seeking-
back to a comment that was made. Ellen pointed out that Angry Mgtow was the one who actually, he really did, if anybody noticed, he started that. He basically came out and said, you know what, they're fucking feminists. And that goes down to a little bit of the diversity of Mgtow and why there's certain dudes, like I'll say, like, yeah, I may disagree with you on some things, but I don't want you to go away. Depends on the brevity of what they're saying, really. Anybody
Yeah.
get my point?
Yeah,
I really don't like the idea of the route Angry Mgtow went. I lost a lot of respect for him.
I'm not talking about what he's doing now.
Started with Bearing.
I'm talking about
when
at the
he started
beginning.
his stream.
At the beginning, it was cool. If anybody remembers when he first came back, I'm talking about then.
Right.
Yeah, they're like I said, they're just trying to gain notoriety, because they don't have an enemy now. Gamergate is over, and but there's still those little pricks that are running around looking to poke and jab at everybody, and they think that Mgtow's their next target, but we're not. We're just not going to do that with them. They've got their little group over there, and they all sub to each other, and they all pat each other on the backs and everything. That's fine. Fight a fucking, I call it fighting a fucking windmill. It's like Don Quixote. There's this vision in their mind that that there's this feminism thing out there, and what we're just talking about is simple female nature. And once you recognize simple female nature, you go Mgtow, it no longer can harm you. And
To be honest with everyone, after my last argument I had last night, I just come to the conclusion that, I even asked myself this question: why am I really here? Because, just by arguing with them solely, you're just beating a dead horse.
you're just beating a dead horse, right? Yeah, that's what we all come to. That's where I'm at lately. That's when I lately I've had this awakening where I figured out the why question in my life. That why question that was making me crazy for so many years. What had happened, why it happened, and everything. I figured that out in Mgtow. It's time for me to just become that monk. It's time for me not to feed the fucking troll anymore. To pay attention to them, just to block these people, just to do the Joe thing, just to help other men and do the deep introspections, and so all men can become authentic Mgtows, simple individual men that just go on their lives and don't pay no attention to the trolls. Like I said, don't feed the trolls, and that's all we've been doing lately. And it's becoming irritating. I don't need no why questions in my life anymore. At this point in my life, just want to do the Joe thing, find that inner peace and transcend through this world easily without a lot of friction. And when we get the bear characters, when we get these characters come around, all they want to do is argue. All they want to do is poke. These Gamergaters, that's all they do. They get off on that. And that's
Right.
what they do. It's just internet garbage. And that's what Mgtow has to put away. We have to put these idiots away, not poke, just pay no attention to them. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention. He was saying, pay no attention, to me. That's what we got to do. Just pay no fucking attention to that idiot. It's probably a bad analogy there, but man, it's
No,
more.
you got the right idea. I think at this point, it is the best solution regarding
Hey,
this.
Trav,
Yeah.
have you ever had a chat with Mgtow Indian?
Have I ever had a chat with Mgtow Indian? Yeah, we chatted a few times on your podcast.
Would you mind jumping him in? He actually has when it comes down to this whole point, he actually has a really good input.
Yeah, you can bring him in if you want. Do you know how to do that?
No, I do not. Not at all. I'm still an amateur, and every time I try to learn, I mess up my settings horribly.
I don't know if he's got to be on my in my circle.
Oh, I know how to do that. Well, let's see, where am I at right now?
Is that with the 4 stripes and the 1 on the bottom?
Yeah, I can see it, and I just noticed something, and that's cool though. Let me see, add, and boom, right there. Boop.
There, do you got it?
Yep, got it.
Yeah, you can hit that little man on the top. For you guys that do a podcast, there's a little guy with a plus on the top and left-hand side. You just click on that, and if the guy's in your group, you can add him if you want. And
well, actually, a lot of people don't know this. What I found out is when you go to Google Plus, and you've got maybe I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Actually, I just thought about the ramifications of saying that, and if some people don't know, it's a good thing they don't know. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna leave that to myself because it's not good to say that out loud right now. I just thought about it.
International Mgtow Day is coming up. What do you guys plan to do on it?
I have a problem that day.
If I'm not working, I'm actually going to do a cast. Well, I am going to be working, but hopefully I can try to get out early, which I know they're not going to let me do. I always have to pick up everybody else's slack. And I knew that by the time I get out, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to have the day after off. And so that way I can literally just do a long ass cast, and we're going to go straight up into similitude and all that shit. And just the meaning behind all this shit. And like, are we really going to have a discussion never delving into gynocentrism? It's always going to happen.
Yeah, it's ingrained in us. Gynocentrism has been so ingrained. And it's not what a lot of people think it is. We take a lot of time when we search for that thing, and like I found lately, and it took many years. It's us. It's in us. And as soon as we put away all these things and stop trusting those little girls like soft little bunnies, that's when gynocentrism leaves us, and that's what most men have to do. Stop thinking about your brother as your enemy, and start really observing who's the real enemy here, and who's going to do you harm. Armed with the state thuggery, and the divorce laws and the mating ritual laws we have now. No man on this earth can do that to you.
Well, see, it's Trav, you're a lot more experienced in a lot of this stuff. So for you saying that, in your mind, you already have a good understanding and aspect of how to assess those threats and those things going on, and especially the mental blocks have you broken through the years and gotten to this point of being the Mgtow giant you are. Now, for a lot of the younger guys or the more inexperienced ones, there's something that you have to really understand. There's a reason why there's certain mental blocks you shove out the way. And I say those things for a reason, because once you shove those out of the way, you have to understand those were put in place to cause a division and to be able to have a better system of manipulating you and control of you towards doing their bidding.
Yes, that's what they're there for. That's what we learned from the time where it starts where we get programmed. When we're just young kids, we start getting programmed to fear this person, to trust her. Fear, trust, fear, trust. It's pure xenophobia that the government's putting us and instilling. Fear the male and trust the female. And that's bullshit. It's garbage, because like we know, and we've all experienced it in our life, they are not worthy of trust.
I totally agree with you on that, Traversable.
What up, Mgtow Indian?
Hey, man. But there's another thing. There was this study conducted where they kind of started, they put a guy, linked his brains up, and they want to see how his amygdala acted to putting up pictures of...
I got notes on that. Let me find it real quick.
So putting up pictures of, people from different races.
Yes.
And what happened was, with no fucking context at all, when a person from a different race came up, the amygdala actually acted up. So the whole us-them creation was found. I don't think it's actually just purely nurture.
And for anybody who doesn't remember, let me share the note. I actually have a note on this. The alarm system for threats, fear, and danger drives emotional impulses. It gets fired up to fight by testosterone, vasopressin, and cortisol, and is calmed by oxytocin. This area is larger in men than in women.
Right. This is mechanisms that have been instilled in us from hundreds of thousands of years of herding cultures. It just happens to us. Every male, when you see the face of another a male that's different to you, let me get the word for this. I have it written down here. It's a primary function. It becomes. Let me open up this. It's called.
This is actually part of.
It's called cognitive readiness, isn't it?
I'm not really sure of the word, but this is actually in our reptilian brain, our limbic wiring. So.
Yeah, it's a survival thing. It goes back down to basic, straight up base human instincts, which is the reason why earlier I had posted in the chat that the territorial male instincts, actually the detection of threats, can either be a burden or can be a straight up death blow.
Yeah, it could be. If you fear the right things, like you fear predators, like hyenas coming on your property, that's a good thing. But as a man, we have to project this face. We all have to do this to scare away predators, and that's what gets us. That's what gets us in trouble in this lifetime. And that's the very thing that's going to hurt us. Anytime you have these outgroups, like I said, white men fear black men fear white men, Asian men fear white men and black men, and it's basically a male. It's basically male xenophobia that we're talking about. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of years of programming. But who gets excluded from all those fears? The female does. It's pure gynocentrism.
Yeah, 100%, which is a lot of men don't understand when I talk about a lot of things I do. Some of them might be saying, well, it sounds like you're just hating on women and you're saying all women are violent. No, I'm saying if you understand a lot of the stories that I even talk about, if you notice, one of the constants is that no one took that woman as an actual threat until that knife was plunged right in his fucking chest.
Right. Now I know there's it's like fear of snakes. When you see a snake, you automatically fear it. But can you tell the difference between a non-lethal snake or a non-venomous snake and a regular snake? No, you see a snake, and I know that argument, and I know that with these guys are going to say, oh, some of these are new waltz, some of them are non-lethal.
Yeah,
but we still have that in us. Well, we just fear snakes, and we do that with men. We can't decipher the difference between the ones that are aggressive, the hyenas that mean you harm. And there are a lot of men out there, and that's what we get with these purple pillars and these people like Bear that are coming around. Them men mean us harm.
And I made this point in the podcast that I had last night against this group. I brought up the point that I brought up an example to where if a guy first meets a woman and starts dating her, she could put it off that she's a good woman. And we know very well there are many women that have done that, but we don't know if she's a bad woman offhand.
You don't know because she can hide her. That's why we always talk about, I try to talk a lot about cryptis, sexual cryptis, and why women hide their breeding period. Because they can hide very well that they are that venomous snake.
Correct.
And
they don't understand that concept.
Yeah, a lot of men don't understand that concept. Yeah.
Right. That's why I tried explaining to them, but they didn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they still they still go by the hashtag Nawalt thing, which I don't buy at all.
Oh, I'm on the wall. They're all on the walls. Every one of them is in the wall. Even the rhino unicornus.
Actually, to explain this at a very simplistic point, it's even back in my blue pill days when I was on my little thirst for somewhat of novelty. When it comes down to the trait of deception, humans learn that at a very early age. It's actually something you'll see in nature in abundance because it's a strategy of survival and also accomplishment of a kill.
Yeah, a lot of guys function on that too. That's the ones we have to be very leery about because it's survival. It's in this world, it's just resources. We're fighting for resources, and every man around here is fighting for resources. That's what we see lately around the manosphere, that fighting for resources.
That's why I make this statement. They don't understand when I'm saying this.
Yeah, those guys.
I don't want anything from you. I make my own way.
Yeah, those guys cannot hook the idea of gynocentrism with that same behavior of fighting for the resources. And what they're saying is they're just purple pill. They're level oneers once they start doing that.
Because they're forgetting one of the things about the male dominance instinct. That's why I get a little fevering about it. Remember, like I said, I only been in Mgtow for about damn near 2 years, I think. And here's the thing. A lot of these guys, they've been around longer than I have. And my simple understanding of it should not even be in comparison to theirs. Yeah. But I'm literally calling out one blatant fact right there that goes into the description of when you talk about the dominance instinct, that they're portraying vastly.
They're portraying vastly. Now, Mgtow Indian, were you talking about the study by Carlos David Narada in Michigan State?
I'm so bad with names. I fucking don't remember anybody.
Was that the one where because actually in that study, technically they proved tribalism as a sense too.
They proved tribalism 100% by using the cards.
But they also proved that you can write over it. So when they ask questions like, do you think this person likes Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Do you think this person prefers sandwiches or burgers? That particular area of the brain doesn't get activated. So it can be overwritten.
If you want to put in the effort.
Yeah, let me read this. They used mild shock to black and white men and women fearful. They used that were fearful of black and white and women. What the white men were conditioned to be fearful of the black men. The black men were conditioned to be fearful of the white men. But on the out group, nobody was fearful of the woman.
Nope. They did actually. I thought I was talking about the same study, but actually I'm talking about a different one when they had people going ahead and there was a simulation of shooting targets.
Yeah, or what they said was the fear was diminished. Because if you have this enemy, and that's the same thing that I'm talking about when we talk about feminism as the enemy, as long as they have an enemy and they can be fearful of that enemy, then they're missing the real point, aren't they?
Well, see, the thing is, they don't care because it's all about, like, again, some people try to give me shit for one of my analogies that I keep using about women hunting men because it's a real thing. You have to understand, we are their prey. We're their means of sustenance.
We are their prey, right?
And so now what you see going on is it's just like, okay, so we use that tactic. Now we got to double down on more tactics and more tactics and more tactics because they know the exploitation of our biological functioning is their best bet.
There's a lot of threads that come off of this thing, isn't there? And there's a lot of study. Most Mgtow, Law said it's going to take about 7 years for a man to become a Mgtow and get to that monk zone. And there's a lot.
I don't want to see myself in 7 years because already right now, just going in places and where I'm at, just immediately the reaction of just my demeanor and everything. 7 years, dude. I don't even know what I'll look like.
You're not even gonna know what you look like. You're gonna have a big white beard.
It's literally like when I was younger, I used to have this. I always wanted to be one of those dudes who went to the mountain and just had like that long ass kung fu master beard and shit. Yeah, and just sat there and somebody'd show up and it's like, yeah, you here to learn or some shit like that. I don't know. Some wise shit would just pop out of my mouth that really was like nonsensical in a sense, but it had such deep meaning.
Yeah. That's what we're asking this question today. It's a great analogy because we're asking a question: what do we do to transcend these waters now that we're in? We find that cognitive referencing and deep below ourselves that we take those introspections and we do them, and we can identify the shallow waters that are safe from the deep waters now. But the deep waters are kind of, you say, come on in here.
Well, to start on that, it's because I read the description, I thought it was dope. I'm mad that nobody responded when I said that because maybe they didn't understand what I was referring to. Because I read that down there and I read it once and then I read it twice and I'm like, holy shit, that's some deep shit. That's cool as fuck right there. And what a lot of people don't get is people fight themselves on a daily basis. Your ego and your brain is fighting the actual truth. See, when I say the answers are in you, they really are. The thing is, you just don't want them. You're scared. I think about my death and how bad it's going to hurt and non-existence. I go to that deep thought. I'm not. Here's the thing. I have no reason to be scared of it because it's objective. It's reality.
Yeah, that's just what you can observe in your conscious universe. We all want to get to that point where we could just, kind of zen out and be just happy and understand the world as the world is, the natural laws within the world, and just be kind of at peace with that. And that's where the Mgtow monk is going to come in and help.
See, a lot of people forget. They've been basically trying to designate you toward a full-time, lifelong party of fun.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Life is hard. Life is tough. There's pain. There's all that shit. You got to work hard. You got to bust your ass. You might die. You might get hurt. All that shit is reality. See, what they're trying to do is divert you from that, because the moment you actually get yourself grounded and understand the aspects of your existence, then they're fucked. They know they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they can no longer pull those shame traps on us. They can no longer do those things to us that provoke us, and they make us respond to something. I said for years, man, I responded to everything. I was like a walking powder keg. I responded to everything. And man, over the years now, I've just realized, man, Joe, just calm it. Be the still waters. Let them enter those still waters and let them drown. Just easy with that stuff. Don't respond anymore. Don't respond. That was the biggest problem I had in life, because I was like I said, I was a walking powder keg, and I responded to everything. That's what they want. They want, how you get a man to work harder? You piss him off, and then he's a working machine. He's going to work harder and harder. But who's he hurting? He's hurting himself. I see this all the time when I used to, work in the factories and everything. The bosses would come around and they'd rub everybody the wrong way, and all of a sudden they had 10 guys working as hard as they could, competing with all the other guys. And then he's like, yep, my job is done here. I pissed everybody off, and now they're working as hard as they possibly can, because I told them, John works harder than you. You're a simp. You're this. And then all of a sudden he was competing with him. He was competing with him. He was competing with him. And then they're getting what they want out of us.
The funny thing is, I've seen some of, I call them leads, because that's technically what they are. They're not actually my boss. I've seen them actually sit there and use some of those strategies. And the thing they don't get, and one of them is really mad. She's one of those chicks who dresses like a dude. She's mad because she can't get to me. God. She's tried all the passive aggressive bullshit, all that, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, Mgtow puts all that stuff away. I'll work at my speed. I'll do what I do. And I'm not going to
But the funny thing that came from there is mad respects. You get that sense they understand, hey, don't. No, just don't. Don't even fucking try it.
Mm-hmm.
You already know the mind games will begin. You want to start playing them? Well, I'm not trying to initiate the game, but if you want to keep going on and on and on, you're throwing quarters in my slot, eventually I'm going to say, you know what? I need to bitch smack you back to hell. You don't get to keep doing this.
Yeah, they don't get to keep doing that. We have to put that. We have to make sure we put them things away, and sometimes putting those away is an act of force. We have to make it stop.
Well, yeah, but see, that's one thing that I think a lot of Mgtows are in. They're misinterpreting. Is no one's saying for you to be a passive punk ass.
Oh, right.
That's not a thing.
Yeah. Hey, was there in the show with David Carradine, when he was the monk and he was walking around this world, he always, he was the nice guy. He was this, and he was a monk, and he was like, yeah, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. But he wasn't no fucking punk.
Yeah, exactly. It was just one of those senses of sometimes I mentally will come off a little arrogant because I look at them and I say, well, wow, I'm not going to waste my time on that. No. I need to move on and get to better things.
Yeah. That's what he was doing. Just move on, get to those better things. Try to spend a lot of your time being tranquil, and peace with yourself, because it'll help you live longer. But You know, so once in a while in life, you got to pull out your kung fu and show your kung fu. And
well, yeah, see, that's why a lot of people don't get when I'm referencing some of my chats as Mgtow Fight Club. What they're not understanding is the reason why I'm saying that. See, technically, there is no Mgtow Fight Club.
no,
It's actually just Mgtow.
yeah, don't talk about Mgtow Fight Club.
God damn it! I broke the rule. Now I gotta go start green pill.
It's the second time staying. That's the second time.
I know, man. I gotta go. I gotta leave. I gotta go to the darkest corners of YouTube. Start green pill. And wait,
Green
are you guys
pill.
asking what green pill is? Well, see, it's exactly red pill, but it just goes by a different name. That's all. It's different color. That's all.
Yeah, we're hiding.
I'm rebranding it. That's it.
Yeah.
And the thing they need to understand is like, dude, when we're talking about masculinity, being a man, you have to understand the reason why they psychologically try to quell a man and control him in the first place. And
See, these groups that are talking against us, they're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to put the emasculation in the West. That's why I'd rather not be one of those guys.
well, see, my thing is, they didn't realize we were here. They didn't realize that men were breaking down. See, I look back to when I hear Trav and I hear the Backlash talking about a lot of the history of the things and why we are even able to talk right now. And I look at all the work that a lot of these guys put in and where it came from. And then you got guys who did like the straight up just mind work on that shit. They didn't fucking stop. A lot of them had sacrifice. They went through hell. A lot of them got beat. A lot of crazy shit happened just for us to get here.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was. If you think it's rough around here now, you should have seen it back in '98, 2000. Oh my God!
Shit. I don't like. I try not to think that hard about it, but at the same time, I keep telling myself, well, if you don't, then why the fuck are you still talking? You need to go ahead and think about that shit and the reality versus exactly what would have happened to you. See, that's why I advocate for a lot of you guys to understand one thing. I understand you want to wake other men up, but stop. Don't put yourself in that type of danger. Don't do it.
Oh yeah, because man, you're putting yourself in harm's way when you start going after these guys. Yeah, Rod did a lot of really good work back in the day. I respect Rod. I know Rod. We talked.
Who the hell's Roger?
Rod, the Backlash.
That's his name. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Rod. Yeah. He's been around forever, and I respect and appreciate the work that he's done. There's a lot of guys that have been around, but they're getting old now. It's they're dying. Angry Harry.
No retiring.
No retiring. Yeah, Angry Harry was probably the first guy I listened to. My God, the first time I was still married at that time when I heard Angry Harry on the BBC. I was listening to the BBC. Public radio one morning, and they brought Angry Harry on, and he was supposed to get a half hour, and they tore him up for 25 minutes, and he talked for 5 minutes. But in that 5 minutes that Angry Harry was saying his truth, that must have been way back probably 96, 97 or something like that. He was still a very young man. In that truth, man, I sat there with my jaws dropped down, and I was standing there with like 5 or 6 guys. It was like a Saturday night or something. We were drinking beer, and I say, listen to what this guy's saying. There's so much truth in that. And I looked around, and some guys were angry. Some guys were like, no, that guy's a fucking, he's just and they did the same thing. They did the same thing back then. It's like, he's a fag,
Yeah, that goes down to one of the chats I had before where here's the thing. A lot of men don't understand this. They don't have to do the work as hard anymore. We're doing it to ourselves. We're policing ourselves.
Right. Yeah. A lot of it's been done already. We desensitized the masses. It took years and years and years to desensitize those blue pill fucks, so at least they'll accept us and accept what we're saying. And we got to still do that every single day.
Well, yeah, and but my thing is, I'm not going to make it easy on anybody. See, if you want to deal with me, you're going to have to deal with my foul language, my mouth, my aggressiveness, all that. Because guess what? Those are all masculine traits.
Yeah.
They've been trying to stop my testosterone since I was little. They've been working on that.
Oh, yeah, that's what they do. And that's what our subject is today about, they're telling us all these things that it's providing, okay, what the toxic male, we're all toxic males, and that's what they want the world to think about it, because they get exactly what they want in that. As long as every male thinks every other male is his enemy and is toxic, and that gets programmed from the time we're just kids. As long as that happens, they're comfortable with it because it keeps this gynocentrism going. It keeps this way for the government to get at us going. We're always competing with each other.
Yeah.
I think that would
See, that's
happen
the
even
thing.
without
Oh,
conditioning.
go ahead.
I think that would happen even without conditioning. Like unless our nurture part actually goes against it to push against what our nature says.
Yeah.
Like even without with zero conditioning, we'd still go the same way.
Yeah, we still go.
Yeah, it's a natural instinct process that if you're not taught certain ways to identify those actions within yourself, then you're gonna let them go. You're just basically gonna give in to yourself.
Right. Yeah. Paul Steffen says we have to be deprogrammed, and that's what we're doing in here. You deprogramming. Let's talk about that masculine male traits that we're not allowed to display.
You know, the thing that pisses me off though is one thing they really forget is that's the reason why I talk about some of the things I do, or even I display some vague moments within my life where I didn't beat a kid. All right, I actually watched them, taught them some shit. They still call me all the time. Where are my kids? My nephews. All of them love me. They all get happy when they see me. They know I got something to say that'll give them advice, something they can use. Or maybe I just might give them some money because I feel like it.
Yeah.
That nurturing within males is actually a very, I don't know if I can even call it nurturing. It's more like guidance.
Yeah, that's what males are supposed to. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be those these men that are mentors. But that gets taken away from us. The system takes that away from us. That was the biggest thing in my life that hurt the most is when and you can call it by any name you want to call it. You can call it the father. But what he really is, he's that mentor that teaches boys how to be men. And that gets taken from us, and the government replaces that with government programs and gynocentrism and strong baby mamas, you know, and he's never going to get, you know, the boy is never going to get the ability to be a man from a strong baby mama. All she can teach him how to be is a little bitch.
Exactly. And it pisses me off because a lot of people are missing that point. See, somebody wanted me to look up something. I have no clue where my notebook is. Oh, it's over there. But I'm not going to. I actually don't need to. Because here's the thing. Fuck them and fuck what they're doing. And also a lot of people some people say like, oh, they're so ignorant, they don't know. No, they do know. They have a good idea and a grasp of what they're doing. See, the thing is, they don't give two flying fucks. Because it's all about that. Let me, how do I put this properly? It's all about that. Oh, why is that word alleviating me right now? It's all about not alleviating. What? Leaving me. Yeah, it's all about that. Oh, resourceful gain. That's it. Did you give two flying fucks? See, my thing is, a lot of people need to understand why I will say the statement, I really don't give two fucks about women. I really don't. And that's actually a true statement. See, I don't give a fuck about Mgtow PR program because once you have a good understanding of how you're viewed and how they really view you, you get an understanding of pay attention to what they're saying, how they're saying it, and what they really mean by it. Yeah. And then you'll know that in the moment they're talking, part of you wants to literally slap the ever-living fuck out of them.
Yeah.
You want to shut them down bad, but you know you can't. Because we all know the dynamics of when it comes down to power and the human species and being a male.
Right, yeah. If you lash out like that, they'll just use that against you too. Paul Stevens brings up an interesting point, Pavlov's classic conditioning. And the one I use is the baby Albert. I don't know if you guys ever listened to the baby Albert studies done in 1920. Little baby Albert was a 11-month-year-old boy. He was institutionalized at the time. He didn't have a mother and a father, but he was basically normal. And what they did is they put him down and they introduced a bunny, a white rat, a dog, and he was happy with all these things. And he was happy with all these things in life. This is what they do to us. And it's classic conditioning. It's called classic conditioning. You might want to look it up. Every time they lifted up that little white rat and showed it to baby Albert, he used to be like happy and joyous. And he was like, oh, let me hug that thing. But every time he did that, they banged on a pole. And they did it like 15 times or something.
Holy
So-
shit, that is sick as fuck.
That is sick as fuck, and it's very unethical what they did. But they showed, now they took a white dog and they brought a white dog around. In his mind, he's seen that white dog and he was afraid of it. And then they put on a white mask, and the same classic conditioning. He was afraid of all things white. Then that's how this thing happens in life, and that's the classic conditioning I'm talking about. With men. White men are programmed to fear black men. Black men are programmed to fear. Every time you see that, you're going to have this classic conditioning in your head. We got to put that shit away, because the government, the state, and then what happens by default is the only people we do trust is women. It's simple classic conditioning. Gynocentrism is, to the very core of its roots, is simple classic conditioning, where every man out there we're going to compete with just because we heard that bang of that pipe. So look it up. It's a very good thing to start at. Look it up, classic conditioning, and you can see what exocentrism, xenocentrism is, xenocentrism, or xenophobia, and relate it. And then, oh God, I that's where I've been all my life, because man, in school they did that to me, and in high school they did that to me, in college they did that to me, and that's the only thing, and the only person I trusted in this world was the snake that was going to bite me.
You know, I want a lot of people to understand a little bit of where I come from, because, you know, a lot of the guys who I talk to, they get it, the ones who've been around. But other people, they hear my antics and jokes and all that. Is my mic still on? Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
And antics and jokes and some of my conversational wordplay, or some of the times I just play around a little bit. But there's a reason behind a lot of my anger, and it's there for a reason, because an understanding of things, like, I don't know if anybody knows, I just walked away. I had to.
Yeah.
I want to punch some shit. I want to beat somebody to fuck up, because this is fucking disturbing as shit. Because what he's talking about, that's why sometimes it gets a little hard for me to put this in words where I don't sound like a violent psychopath. This conditioning, you can see it all over. And it's done on purpose of the division of men. And also what they don't care about. Because remember, I talked about this before when I did my little research on male suicide. The number's always been high. That mental strategy of division, and also making a male feel obligated or guilty, that shaming has been going on for a long fucking time for a reason. And you know what? Here's the thing. They don't give a fuck about the side effects of it. They just give a fuck about what is the amount of productive activity comes from it.
Right. They're resource mining. And that's all they're doing when they do that to you. When Mgtow is attacked, you got to look at the ways we are attacked. It's that same classic condition. They're going to try to separate us on okay, what they're doing now. Hey, you know, be fearful of those Muslims. And before that, it was white guys, black guys. You should be fearful of each other. And when I first came around Mgtow, the first thing I noticed is that nobody had done that yet to us. And it didn't matter if you were white and black. We all had the same thing. It didn't matter what we were. We were all men. But slowly over the years now, that classic conditioning is coming on. And be afraid of the liberals. Liberals, be afraid of the libertarians. White men, black men, be afraid of each other. And the only thing that's going to come of that is we're going to turn to trust the only group that we think in our minds are defenseless is those women.
It's literally just them using tactics to give you a mental block. I talk about this. That's why when you notice some of the people who understand it the best, those mental blocks have been thrown away. They don't care about those. They're like, no, that's bullshit. That's a diversion tactic. Not doing that. You have to understand grasp, strategy, and understanding in that this is nature. Nothing's off limits.
Yeah, that's what they think. We have to be better men. We have to identify these things. That's what you get in Mgtow, the ability to identify where they're going to come at me from. And it's the most important lessons you're going to learn in life, because you're going to be happier, healthier, stronger, and more. You're going to be more productive for yourself if you just implement these things that you learn in here. And that's all we're saying is implement the things you learn in here. we talk about a whole wide amount of bullshit in here, and we laugh and we joke and everything, and then but man, the simple little things that you're going to learn in here are going to be a lifelong of prosperity. And once we MGTOWs learn to identify them, then we can do the introspections on ourselves, start looking at those things inside ourselves that we can identify are going to hurt us. We're actually the perfect male then. And that's MGTOW.
That's why I say let your testosterone and your masculinity flow.
Let it go.
Stop
Yeah.
the shit. The moment, see, again, like even my dad, the simp that I explained that he is. We were in the car and I was talking about, I wasn't specific. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to chat with some people. He's like, you know what? You can't be loud. You can't raise your voice. I'm like, wait a minute. Those are female standards.
Yeah.
The men is good. He released a video like that. And the only thing I left in the comment section was simply just the word no. Because that's it. No. I'm not going to lower my voice. I'm not going to talk at a lower tone. I'm not going to placate to shit.
Yeah, we often look at those how we have to project female emotions so we can
And
be heard.
comfortability. We have to basically adjust to them. No, fuck that. We're the ones who actually make this world. We're the ones who keep everything going. We're the ones who die. You need to adjust to us.
Yeah, they need
Fuck
to
you,
adjust
say.
to us.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's no. It's my no, stop, go. That's the only three things.
Oh, I
you
love
need to
that
know.
video too, man. That was dope.
Yeah, that's the three things you need to implement as a MGTOW. No, I'm not going to do that. Stop and then go. And that's it. And you have to be very harsh about that, because them are the three things that are going to save your life around here. Because they're going to come to you in your life in many, many ways, the same way if you learn to identify these things that they do in here, they're going to come to you that same way in life.
And for a lot of the young guys listening, there's a reason why we're going into depth about things that we already know. This mentally is already here for us. We got this. But the thing is, the reason why we go into these detailed explanations is because maybe you don't. And to gain these experiences, guess what? You're going to have to go through some real hard fucking times.
Yeah.
Shit's going to get difficult, bro. And I don't want to see your face smash, homie.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning that goes along in MGTOW, and it's just a few simple points that we make. But hey, them simple points rub against the grain. They rub against the grain of society and the matrix so hard that they hate us. They actually freaking hate us. And there's a lot of them. I would go as far as to project 90% of YouTube is blue pill males. And they hate you terribly.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, they can hate all they want. I'll leave my link everywhere. Bring your ass on if you want it. I
refuse to be guys like that because they're just so emasculated and brainwashed. They don't even know the true definition of what being a true masculine male is.
Yeah.
Well, why would they? Because they're told by women what it is, and they're told by other indoctrinated males. Like, again, this is why I tried to build on my analogy, but it was a horrible one. How can the indoctrinated teach the indoctrinated how to not be indoctrinated?
It's like the blind following the blind, and that's what they want in life. That they want a bunch of sheepish men running around just thinking that all I got to do is go get a woman, go take a snake into my house, and that snake will be a good snake for a while, but it's going to bite you eventually. That's what remorse is. Do you ever understand? One of the first things I grasped in MGTOW was the meaning of remorse. Do you know what remorse means? It means to bite again.
What? Really?
Yeah, that's the blue pill guy that has a relationship, and he goes, oh, it was my fault. I'm just having some remorse. I picked the wrong female. I'll go get another one. That's pure remorse. That means
I call that doubling down on dumbass behavior and not understanding that
stupid.
It wasn't you idiot. They use that phrase for a reason. See, a lot of people don't understand the connotations when they're using that. Yeah, it's a mental fuck up. See, they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I hear a lot of these guys, come around. You guys just made a mistake. You picked the wrong woman. You, just have some remorse. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that so I can get bit again.
Here's the thing. They want you to get bit again. They want you to
get bit again.
Yeah, that card actually got thrown at me, and I I just no, just no.
Well,
Justin?
my thing is, I'm pissed off because last night Makarov got invited because again, they're coming right back at him.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I wanted to go
Always.
in there, but I was blocked from going in.
Yeah, I tried to go in too, and there was no way to get in.
They wouldn't let me in at all, and it pissed me
For
straight.
some
the
odd
fuck off.
reason, they let me in, and I was the only one they let in. I wonder why.
We know why.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I couldn't find the video. What was that on? So I can go watch it and see what it's all about. It probably
That's why you're going to keep bringing your ass to Mgtow Fight Club, and you know it.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yep.
You got attacked by 100% symbology.
Actually, I was the one that attacked them. It was a stream. It was a live stream that Amanda Wolfchild was running last night. It was
Who is that bitch, and why does she even matter?
Huh?
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who is the bitch, and why does she even matter at all?
She doesn't.
She does. She
when
thinks
I
she
had my
does.
old channel under Markov, me and her ended up going toe to toe.
Yeah, again, you need. You know what? We're about to have Mgtow Fight Club right here. Did you remember what Barbarossa said about not arguing with women, feminists, and simps?
Yeah, he said do it.
He said, "Shut up, India. Don't do it. Do you understand mentally?" They do. I explain it in different ways. But in reality, you have to understand mentally the dissonance they're having is somewhat of a disorder in their brain. They are purposely not connecting the contradictions in their brain at all for purpose of their own ego.
I know. Yeah, I know that, and it shows based on their actions.
So then stop doing it. Unless you're willing to build your own little strategy and tactic to basically, I forgot who was that said this to me. There was like basically you go in, you say some shit, mic drop and leave. You don't give them time to respond.
No, yeah.
And it's gonna sit with them and piss them off.
Well, in a way, I kind of did that if you think about it.
Well, I didn't get to hear it. I don't know.
I was talking over a lot of people. I mean, there was a lot of people in that chat that I had to talk
you taking
over
in some of my strategies? You getting it? You're getting. Oh yeah, you're growing, man. I can see it. I can hear it in your voice right now.
Yeah,
you're getting there.
You should have just dropped some shit on them and then said later, bitches, huh?
I could have done that. Really
RPG, you growing, man. I can see it, dude. We having an effect on you, man. You better watch out. You better watch out. Eventually, you're gonna be sounding like me. I'll be able to retire. I'll be able to walk out this bitch. Like, yeah, sometimes I watch, but you know.
No, don't leave. Don't ever leave. Unless you really have to. Don't leave.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not going nowhere.
That was kind of my question this week. That's because I've been going through this process, and I found a question why. I answered the question lately. That question that's been dragging on me for 20 years now is why, and now I understand it perfectly. I get it perfectly now. What's next in Mgtow? What do you do then when you get it perfectly?
Mgtow.
You just keep Mgtowing?
That's it.
Yeah. Just keep going your own way.
That's it. You just keep doing
Not
this
worry
shit.
about these other groups that are
like, dude, you guys are going to be seeing me when I'm fucking 50. Like, there's no going away. There's too much to be done still.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done too, and that's the truth. Is man, when you think about that 90% out there, that we got a lot of work to do, and the
easiest thing about this thing is, like I said before, during the weekend, my voice, I'm out there, I'm talking, blah blah blah. You know what happens during the week? I don't have a fucking voice at all. It's gone. Because there's so many aspects to talk about. There are some people who basically need to be shut the fuck down in their argument.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And here's the thing. I'm not regretful of any of it. At all.
I'm not either.
Hashtag thank you, Mgtow, saved my fucking life. A lot of those thoughts, yeah, they were there. But at the same time, those blocks were still there too.
Oh, yeah.
Those problems with the mental path.
Was that your introduction to Mgtow? You just kind of, did you see hashtag thank you Mgtow and what is this Mgtow?
No. Timothy Blaze did that a while back, and I thought it was dope that he did it because he really was showing exactly how much he really gives a fuck and how much this really means.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, I be lurking. I've been around.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been around. I've been watching. I've been seeing. But it comes to a certain point where after a while you have to stop just watching because you get a little angry.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You start
you
seeing things.
You know what you do? You make Mgtow your issue. You make men's rights your issues, and you make these things your issues. You can lurk around. There's a lot of lurkers. We get lurkers all the time, and that's good that they just sit back and learn and work those things out in their mind for themselves. But eventually, when you see the reality of this thing, you as a man, you got to get in here. You got to get to the fight, don't you?
Wait, can anybody see my new icon?
Yeah.
SFM. You damn right.
That's how Indian made that for you, didn't he?
Yeah. Indian's dope on the skills, man. He got it.
I was gonna say that's great that when you take. I made my own icon. When you make your own icon, you can put that in your. You can put that as a security in your videos now as a
watermark.
As a watermark, because that video becomes your property with your property symbol on there. Then it's.
Well, my last icon was mine too. I actually took that picture myself. That was shit that literally was just sitting in my living room.
Yeah, it's always good to use something that you made yourself because that's your intellectual property. That's your trademark. And then drop.
Believe me, if I can remember his name right now, I remember why he used a blank screen for so long. Because he kept saying he kept taking his shit down for copyright. Scotty. I think it's like Scotty 8816 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept talking about how they kept taking his shit down for copyright. And I'm like, well, what? All right.
That's what got Bear. He didn't understand that I had my watermark there. And then he put my watermark up and it's like, oh yeah, you stole that shit. And
for the longest time, I swear to God, I did not realize that was a watermark. I thought that was your icon, but in like a different sense. Like you had it like it was going back and forth or something.
Yeah, that's the little eagle, the eagle, the burning eagle. Yeah, that's my watermark. If that shows
I still got to figure out how to do that with my videos, which I haven't figured it out yet. It's easier to do when I was making videos on Daily Motion, it's a lot easier than YouTube. But
here's
on YouTube,
one thing you'll have to remember. The older dudes, the more seasoned veterans than us, they're not going to tell us because we have to figure it out our goddamn selves. Otherwise, how the fuck are we Mgtow? How the fuck are we men actually growing and gaining knowledge? If they help us, then we're constantly going to keep bothering them.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to understand as being a man and going through life. If someone's constantly helping you, when the fuck are you going to help yourself?
Yeah. You got to go to your section. There's 4 little boxes. I can't remember exactly how to get there. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. But it'll say there's a bunch of little things. I'll put up a video on it and show people how to watermark their videos. I'll put a little short video up. It takes a little bit to get to that section where YouTube wants you to put those little watermarks in and say this is and that'll identify till YouTube that's your property.
I was about to say, like, I wouldn't even need to do that because it ain't gonna be a problem for me. But then part of me is like, well, you also thought you wouldn't have a bunch of trolls and shit.
Yeah.
You also thought nobody would join in and just start some shit. Huh.
Yeah, they're gonna do that because that's what they do. They're
the thing is, I'm ready. They can bring it.
Yeah, bring it. That's what we're here for. We put ourselves out as the face of Mgtow. So bring your sissy ass blue pill bullshit to us, and we will tear it up because we've been doing it for so long now. It's fucking second nature to us.
Oh, yeah, immediately. They want to bring the little weak ass arguments with I'm not going to use the word fallacies with their mental disconnect and their bullshit, where they're trying to somehow justify servitude. Oh, what?
Yeah.
What? You really want to do that? And also, here's another thing. To a lot of the guys who are ever trying to troll or they're lurking in the background right now, and you feel like you got this moment where you get to get me, like I can't recognize you in any different type of way, or I can't see through your bullshit, you've got me fucked up. See, I do that a lot, and some may call me paranoid. Well, it's not really paranoia if I'm fucking right, is it? You ass.
No, yeah. It's not an ad hominem. It's the guy really is an ass.
Exactly. And then see the thing I noticed this at this point now. See, they start sweating when I sit there and say something seems a little off. Something about what you're saying. I don't know what it is, but something about what you're saying just seems a little weird. That sweat starts happening, and I can see it.
Yeah, they're doing the mental gymnastics. You can see it a lot when they start doing the mental gymnastics and they start breaking down in the argument, and then it always comes out the same way, you know.
Because here's the thing: they're gonna double down on their deceit.
They're gonna double down on stupid, and it'll always come. You guys are fags, or you guys are this, or you guys are that, and it's like, okay, you've lost. You know it. Go away.
Oh yeah, and for everybody who was watching last night who thought I was just being a dick, I looked at all those guys' pages. I checked each one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, a couple TFLers, and one of them was an angry Mgtow fan, and you know they can't stand my black ass.
Oh yeah, I looked at one this morning, and it's like he put some rude comment on my last video, and then I seen, well, he got one viewer and he just started that channel. I was like, oh, that's pretty special that you started a channel just for me.
What these purple pillars don't understand is we've been through this already for many years. Their shaming tactics and these cards that they keep.
You two have been through this
for years. How did they figure it's going to work now when they keep throwing the same hands over and over again? It's not, because it's something we gotten used to.
Again, you need to understand the term "double down."
Exactly.
Remember the mental disconnect that's going on with our society as a whole.
I'm gonna get a coffee here real quick, guys.
That's cool. It's cool. I got this. So you got to remember the mental disconnect that's going on in society as a whole in the first place. They double down on men even though it's not even working. They'll keep doing it. Because in reality, you have to understand. Oh, wait, Mgtow Universe? Oh, hell yeah, bro. What? I think I got you on there still, don't I?
I know. They keep doing that. They keep doubling down. They keep wanting to call us feminists. They keep wanting to call us fags. They want to keep calling us virgins. It's not working. But they don't realize that it's not working. But they keep doing it over and over again. And they're still doing it, not realizing it's not going to work.
And you know what the fun part is? It's like they kind of blame the left for doing the same thing, like, calling everybody misogynist and racist. But these guys are doing the same thing. These anti-feminists are doing the same thing over and over again, even though they know that it doesn't fucking work.
Well, technically, isn't that an insanity?
Yeah, technically it is. Yeah, if you really think about it, it is.
Oh, man, I shouldn't even came to that conclusion, because now I'm about to start just calling them insane. I'm not even going to waste time like, oh, you're insane. Boop.
You just give him a whole sentence, do you know what the definition of insanity is? And then start it off,
Good question.
What's the question?
Yeah, I didn't understand. There was no question. That was actually a statement.
Oh, I misunderstood it. I thought you were stating a question. My bad.
No, I was just adding up the fact.
Statement. We literally just made a statement and an observation that went into a joke, but also went into something that could be very funny.
Okay.
You're not good at this, are you?
Honestly, this whole debating thing, it's new to me. Because when I started, we didn't have these kind of conversations. We just had hangouts to where a group of men can come together and talk amongst each other, but we never had anything like this to where we're actually going to them directly, or they were coming to us and debating with us, even fighting.
Well, here's my thing. One thing you have to understand, it's like when you're fighting someone in an actual fight, there's no reason to be nervous. You know what you're going to do, and you have a good understanding of what they're going to do. See, part of it is a little bit of a hunting, because you do have to go ahead and try to get a good analysis on the physical stance and the aggression. That's why you'll see in certain boxing matches, while they will actually use the term hunting one down.
Right. But in regards to some of the Mgtows that are actually going directly to these people and debating with them, this is totally new, because when I started making videos on multiple older channels, we never had anything like this.
Well, what did you think? Think it was going to stay in a good setting? Like, you thought everything was going to be cool? Well, you have to
No.
understand things progress, and also with progression becomes chaos eventually. And it's not actually chaos if you look at chaos theory, the pattern. It's a simple thing. See,
I mean, I
they
kinda
know
saw
we're
it
here.
coming because if you think about it, Paul Elam started this whole thing.
No. He didn't start shit. It was already on its way of coming. It was already there in the progress.
Well, in a way, if you think about it, he escalated it to that point
Nope,
because
he didn't
he
escalate
tried to
shit.
hijack Mgtow for himself. He's a businessman.
He didn't escalate shit, dude. It was already on the way. It was already going to happen no matter what.
Okay, then there must have been something that I missed because back in the day,
Pay attention. Talk it out loud. I'll let you do that exercise, and I won't stop you at all. I won't interrupt. Just talk it out loud. Say the events and everything.
Back in the day, it was around 2013. We never had a problem with anti-feminists. We actually got along quite well with them. But then as time progressed, we started to see a problem with them because now they're turning against us. But I'm seeing more of that going on now, to where these people that are claiming to be anti-feminists, they're now going against us. But I think the reason that they're doing it is because they know that feminism is dying. They know it's dying off, and they're looking for new targets to go after. That's why they're coming after us now.
You realizing within your statement, you already know exactly what the answer is, right?
Yeah.
Feels good talking that out loud?
Wait. I'm drawing a blank.
How in the flying fuck? Oh, go back, re-walk through it.
Well, I already told you what I saw, so you shouldn't have an idea of where I'm coming from on this. I never seen this back when I started making videos in 2013.
No,
I
if you
never
pay
saw any
attention
of
to
this
the
fighting.
words you were using, you already have an understanding of what happened and why. Listen to do that sentence all over again. You'll understand exactly.
The reason that they're okay, I said that the reason they're coming after us now is because they know feminism.
Nope, start earlier.
Off.
Go start earlier. You don't get to start from that point. No, motherfucker, no. Go from the beginning because obviously you are a hard learner.
Okay, back when I started making videos, anti-feminists never had any problems with men going their own way. Never. Unless there was something I completely missed that I should have taken notice to.
No, now keep going further.
Okay, but I'm just stating that back in the day, anti-feminists didn't have a
go do
problem
the
with us.
progression you did before. You'll notice exactly where you should be like, oh, duh.
It's kind of hard to do that when you have ADHD, but that's just my excuse.
Yeah, it is. You know it is. Don't do that.
You ain't the only one, so it's fine.
Believe me, as much shit as I give you, I get way more shit back.
Yep.
The moment I mispronounce a word, I'm fucked.
Yeah, lately you've been giving me a lot of shit, man. Jesus.
I'm shaping you up for Mgtow Fight Club.
I know. I'm fine with that.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Traversable.
Yeah, still been having to try to school, which is weird. You've been around longer than I have. I shouldn't be schooling you.
I know. I should be schooling you. But
the hell. Wait, who the hell is Mgtow University?
Yeah, Mgtow University is cool. He's cool. He kind of gives a little service.
Yeah, I've seen his videos. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he used to go like Fingers Mgtow, didn't he?
No, that wasn't Finger University. Finger University is a straight up atheist, and as far as he's concerned, he's still married. He's not going to get unmarried, and he's not a Mgtow.
Okay, he's not a Mgtow. Okay.
No, he's awakened while married, which remember that is a distinction that was put into a point. Like I'll get, just to remind everybody, the same Madman 103 is back. He hasn't gave a proper update yet, but that is actually good news because if anybody remembers his last video, he was saying that he was actually getting a divorce. He wasn't happy in his marriage. And that he said that after things calmed down, that's when he'd actually give a he'd come back. He'd come back under a different name. Now he's under Madman Unleashed.
Madman Unleashed. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen this. I try to look every day. You guys try to look every day at the new Mgtows?
He's got a Luke Cage display. His DP.
Oh, Luke Cage. Love that show. I just finished watching that.
I won't watch it because
No, but he's got
they did not cast Michael J. White, and I'm pissed. Those motherfuckers. He fit it perfectly.
Yeah. He is kind of a simp too. Luke, as strong as Luke is.
Yeah, they made him into a simp. In reality, in the comics, he's not even a fucking simp.
No, he's not a simp in the comics, and then they kind of made him. He's got this like heart, this he's a simp. Let's just say.
I haven't watched it because I read the description and immediately I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. They've been ruining action films and shit for too long. I'm not doing this anymore.
Luke Cage has so much potential too. That's the quintessential. What he could be, the hero. That's the guy, the Superman, and they made him into a simp. I hate that they did that to him.
Well, we got to remember their agenda. Like that's why sometimes I don't get too mad, and I actually don't talk about a lot of it sometimes when somebody else brings it up, because you have to remember they're going by their agenda. There's no surprise to be had.
Yeah, there's a female agenda out there, and they want to make him into like, oh, look how as soon as Luke simped, he is a better man.
Oh yeah, he's showing he's a good. I'm using air quotes. Nobody can see this. I mean, he's a good man.
Yeah, but every time he does some pain is coming. Don't you think that's the message there? Every time he simps or he does something, really, he goes out of his way to lean in. Like he's got some pain coming, and he knows.
Yeah, like a lot of guys notice that about action movies and a lot of that shit. Once the bitch comes into play, this guy has to go through fucking hell.
Yeah, he's going through hell, and in real life, we ain't superheroes that can deflect bullets.
Exactly. You hit me with a bullet, I'm gone. That's it.
Yeah, that's where the trap is. In real life, you ain't a superhero. You can't. All you're doing is being a screen to protect a woman from the bullet. You're going to get the bullet.
Oh yeah, you'll die. I understand how it works with you as a living human being and bullets going over 700 miles per hour. These are little tiny pieces of metal going over 700 miles per hour, which literally even around them, that force is so much that it actually splits your flesh. It's like wind slicing through you. That when it comes down to revolvers, the exit hole is bigger than the entry.
Yeah.
You're not living.
I think what the perfect example is doing that. The Batman shooting. I think it was Batman Begins: A Dark Knight. There's a shooting in the theater. They shamed a guy who actually ran for his life, leaving his girlfriend to die, while praising a guy who died for his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. Men, realize one thing I'm saying to you. You live once. Stop it.
Stop it. Yeah, stop it. You only get one shot at this thing. And if you're being you got no body armor on you in real life. You ain't a turtle and you don't have an exoskeleton. That's it. It ain't.
Don't listen to those little dumbass stories about, well, this guy lived. Yeah, well, go and look up the percentages, you dumbass.
Yeah.
You'll find out statistically that's the horrible decision you could ever do.
Oh God, they martyrize these people. Like in his death, he's such a hero. He protected.
But he's dead. He's
fucking dead.
Any of this. He doesn't get to see no praise. He don't get to feel no love. None of that shit. He's gone. To save what though?
And the whole thing about
breeding vessel.
That's it. In fact, I like the term you just put that in because I'm gonna start using that because that's all it comes down to.
Yeah, they just saved the breeding vessel, so she can breed another battery for.
She wants to make more, basically. Yeah. So they want her to make more. So you can go ahead. Another one can sacrifice for another breeding vessel, and another one, because they know within that action that their indoctrination, their mental psychological games have worked. They won. They got this.
Yeah.
They sit back and they're just laughing their ass off, and they're like, "Oh man, we got this shit so good." What? One of them's complaining. Oh man, and one of them just walks out with like a bat with nails through it. Like, I got this. I'll be back. And in fact, no, he doesn't do that. You know what he does? He calls his bitch. The bitch of the one complaining. Then after that, after a brief conversation, he hangs up and says, "Yeah, I got this. It's done."
It's done. Yeah. Jesus.
The more and more I try to keep my temper in a way, and I'm like, yeah, it explodes. It happens. You men need to understand. You need to fucking get it.
Yeah.
I can't make your mind comprehend faster, but I can keep repeating until I'm dead.
Yeah, yeah. Most of these men don't understand. You're bringing the very tool into your life that's going to hurt you, and thinking it's a warm, fluffy little bunny. It's not. They're not them warm, and that's the tool that's gonna hurt you when you bring that stuff into your life.
Yep.
Identify.
Exactly.
There's other ways to do it. Man, I'll stick by my 100 miles and a fake ID if you want to do that shit. Put 100 miles between you and a fake ID if you want to do that shit, and that's the only thing I would advise for men.
Well, gentlemen, I don't mean to cut this short, but I am going to get going here. I got things I got to do, but I do want to thank you for letting me participate in this podcast with you guys. I appreciate it.
You were so polite and cordial. You haven't learned shit.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, shut up.
Thanks for coming in.
Right.
It's always good to talk to you, and thanks for saving me there. I was left alone there for a while, and but thanks for coming in.
Anybody check out my boss ass new icon?
Huh?
Nope.
I don't.
Thanks for your participation. You cool as hell, dude. You know you're always welcome. But anybody check out my boss ass new icon? Mgtow Indian made me.
I can't see. I saw it earlier when I was in the chat, but I can't see it right now. You still have your old.
Yeah, well, if you look at the actual window for the chat on Trav's page, you can see it. It's dope. It's dope as fuck.
Let's put that up there. We got it up there. Yeah.
Oh, that shit's cool. But anyways, let me stop sitting there giving pats on the back and just being so motherfucking egotistical right now. No, the only reason, in fact, if anybody wants to know why the icon update happened, it's all Mgtow Indian's fault.
Ah, fuck you, bitch.
You know it is. You know it's your fault. We were sitting there, we were having the Google Hangouts, and he shows up with his fancy new icon. And everyone's like, wait, what? And the next thing you know, Vic is like, well, yeah, that's cool. But you already know, like, you got to understand male mentality. It's like, all right, you got one new. That's cool. All right. I see you. Now I'm about to say,
I'll put the Vic one. I'll put the Vic one you for guys.
Yeah, you take care, Red Pill.
All right. Mgtow for life.
Mgtow for
you
life.
didn't do the outro right. You know what to do.
It's fucking Mgtow, bro.
There you go.
Exactly. You're supposed to exit as soon as you say it. That it adds more to it. It's like as soon as you say it, you exit, and it's like, oh damn, that's dope.
All right, bye guys.
Peace out, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, and Mgtow Indian decided to show up with his new icon, just flashing around on everybody. And it's like, no, dude, you can't just be the only one. No, we got to change it up too now.
Hey, fuckface, I fucking offered to change it.
I literally was just going to take a picture of one of the computers I'm working on in the living room, actually. Probably going to be a server motherboard. Wait, who's doing that?
Who's doing what?
You guys can't hear it. My computer. And, dude, the Google Hangouts plugin keeps freezing my goddamn computer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was Ben. Okay, that was Ben.
Yeah, you got the heater running in the background. Yeah.
No, he was calling.
Oh, Ben was calling. Yeah, Ben wants to probably come in. Yeah. So what's the next topic? You guys got a next topic here? Let me look.
Yeah, I do. But just give me a second because if I don't unload my bladder in the toilet right now, my bed's gonna be a mess.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Go down through the chat, see what they're talking about right now. And the end, physical life. Physical life is a place, at least the physical and the mental. I think you guys touched on that last night between the physical and I'm sick with my icon. I've had it for a while. Yeah. Hello, Men's Knowledge 101. One of my favorite Mgtowers, one of the original Mgtowers around here. Hello. Hope to get him in someday. You've always had that icon. That's how we can identify you. Yeah, I used to have the Joe Byrne icon up, and then I took that down. And then before that, I had the moon with the Mgtow vandalized on the Death Star.
I just had one before this. It was the yellow background with the white arrow. I mean, the black arrow.
Oh yeah, Trav. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to thank you a lot too, especially when it comes down to because I've gotten some guests from your cast, and the thing is, a lot of people don't know this, but when it comes to a lot of the Mgtows who've been around for a long time and they've got all this information, they're just watching their videos and everything. They vet the hardest. It's right there. Like literally, go ahead and if you put yourself in a blue pill mind state, because I remember I told, in fact. You were one of the people after the whole Barbarossa spitting and everything. I was watching your cast like at my last job, sitting behind a desk all the time.
Okay.
And at that point, that's when some real shit was getting said heavily.
Yeah. Well, that was still a weird period in Mgtow, wasn't it? Where some of the more established, the better known, the most established, best known Mgtows decided to go try out this long-term LTR thing. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a shit show.
Yeah, that was a real shit show for Mgtow. Is like, man, take a snake into your house, take a viper, and
and a lot of things people don't remember is even Barbarossa himself, which it doesn't seem like of late that he is on that still path. And people are like, well, wait, I thought Barbarossa was gone. Barbarossa's not gone, you ass.
He's just going through some stuff.
He even hit me with the bro.
Did he hit you with the bro?
He hit me with the bro. I swear to God, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Barbarossa's still around. Like again, like that's why I always talk about. You don't know who's watching you. You can't know.
No, yeah, I still love Barbarossa. He's one of the originals, and
oh yeah, he's he's doing his thing right now. But the thing is, I think when it comes to the book, it's one of those things where you want to make it to hit. It's like when we start a conversation.
Yeah,
we start one thing, but then we know we have to go to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And why do people think my chats last so many fucking hours?
Yeah. There's so many threads that come out of Mgtow once you've accomplished the preliminary Mgtow with the gynocentrics, don't get married, blah 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 this, and then you start thinking about all the threads that leak off of that. Man, there's a million things. That's what I always say. Paying for someone else's bitch. That's another.
I love that statement too. I've said that my dad actually knows about that now.
Yeah, don't pay for someone else's bitch is another a thread that comes off of don't get married, don't do this, don't let your friends do that to you. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Don't let your friends bring those women around because you're going to end up paying for that.
See, a lot of people didn't understand when I was still just beginning in the whole thing of Mgtow. I kind of I didn't really have the full understanding of it, but I kind of had a sense towards it because I was saying it in the thoughts of when basically a bitch comes around or your friend borrows money from you, the behaviors that go in with that.
Yeah. There's all that. You're still permitting those ritual relationships to influence your life. And that's what you have to not do.
All right, he's been quiet way too long.
Yeah.
Mgtow, what you doing, bro? What's going on?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing anything. Just
no, because now I'm a little annoyed because, dude, you know damn well what I'm about to say.
Oh no, I don't.
Start speaking.
No, you guys keep going. I'll chip in between. You know that.
Oh, you still?
No, I'm just a little distracted at the moment because I'm ordering food. I'm hungry as hell. Some fried chicken.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for you want some?
No, I got watermelon. I'm cool.
Oh man, I don't.
I need some grape juice as well.
Grape juice. We don't have too many places around me. That's man. I miss living in the inner city because around this area we don't have a single Chinese restaurant anymore. All I have is a Subway and a Burger King.
Fuck that.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah, and everybody knows my girlfriend up there makes me sandwiches every day, and that's it. That's all I have is Subway. I get so sick of Subway too, and I was like, the Burger King's like about 3/4 of a mile away, maybe a mile, and then like I have to make that decision whether I'm going to walk up to the Burger King.
I don't know. Like I don't really eat out that much. I do it sometimes. If it depends on basically my understanding of the time that's going on. How much time will I have to do this? How much time will I have to do that? And so that's how I'll dictate whether it's happened. Normally, I just cook my food.
Yeah, me too anymore. It's a lot. I do a lot of cooking. I even make my own dog's food.
Yeah. Oh, I want to plug a Legend Mgtow's channel. Y'all go check him out. You can talk to him on Google Hangouts and all that shit. He's a cool dude.
Oh, Legend Mgtow. We'll have to bring him in someday if he wants to come in. Well, I'm still working on getting Tommy in here. Tommy says he wants to chat.
Tommy. Oh yeah, Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, the sweet. I think he's German. No, German. Yeah, he's German.
Is he German? Yeah. Tommy
Yeah, he has
says,
his own. He actually has his own foreign Mgtow hangouts. No bullshit. And he actually has a lot of people jumping in from different countries.
Yeah. So
I had to use a lot of translation to.
He's the one with the one-itis problem.
Oh no, you're talking about Tom McCormick. Oh fuck, Tom McCormick. I'm tired of his trolling ass. I put out part of my chat to go ahead off the dome.
Yeah.
Address him.
Yeah.
What does he do? He still copies and pastes his little message everywhere. Listen to what Warhorse said. You want to kill yourself? Kill your fucking self. Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. At a certain
You're
point.
fucking with us, and we can all see it.
Yeah, James said that too. Like, Tom, stop it. Like, let's stop that shit. That's why I want to get him in, see if he's taken any of this stuff, if he's internalized it, if he's ready to move on as a Mgtow, or if he's just going to keep on doing that same old stuff.
In fact, in that same chat, I literally went into the fact that people revel in those type of feeling for a reason.
Yeah,
it's a reveling in that emotional high they get from it.
Well, he's trying to prolong that the vasopressins and all that chemical stuff that had happened, and he's trying to prolong it and keep it and move on and keep that. But you know, as a Mgtow, we get rid of all that stuff. We get rid of the fake feelings.
Well, see, a lot of men forget. Do you realize testosterone beats out all of that?
Oh shit, yeah. You know, that's how, you know, I say start working out, take some testosterone. You know, it'll take you about 3 months to get over that. What do you call that? Separation anxiety.
Yep.
You know, get yourself in good shape. Go fishing. Go to the woods. Take a walk out in the woods. Maybe take some wormwood or some walnut oil to kill those bacteria that bitch left on you. And do that. And in 3 months, you're going to be in a real sound Mgtow male.
Shiny's here.
Is Shiny in? Oh,
he's not in. He's in the chat. I see him. He's talking about politeness costs nothing and gives a subterfuge and kicking ass. I thought Shadow was mad at me for a while, to be honest. Like I actually did. I was like, oh man, he's pissed at me. I mean, I can be a little like verbally aggressive and what's the word I'm looking for? Word search. What up, bro?
Yeah, Shiny loves you.
I mean, I'm not to pat myself on the back, but you know, I just put my pants on one gun at a time, like every other Mgtow. So you know.
Hey guys, I'll just go have food and come back. All right.
Okay. It's cool. And if this is not still up, you know, I'm automatically gonna jump to doing another one.
Yeah.
I told everybody last night, and no, actually, I didn't. People don't know this. I wasn't the one who said I was gonna have one today. It was fucking Lewis.
Lewis did?
Yeah, he said it, and everybody's like, hell yeah. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, that's
dude, you have it anyway. You have it on Sunday anyway.
Yeah, that's what happens. You're going to become the go-to, and you have to do it then. There's no...
Yeah, at that point, it's like, fuck, the obligation's there. I see it, and I was like, God damn it, I can't let it go.
You're obligated, yeah. That's what happened to me on this one. It's 12 o'clock noon. You turn on the Travcast, and I have to do it. You started using it. You know what I'm talking about. He started using Travcast. Travcast. I like the Travcast.
It's Travcast, everybody. I'm here today with my guest. Wait, Ben, are you still here?
Yeah. I'm going to change my name pretty soon. As soon as I'm allowed to change it again, I can't change it. I'm going to change it just to Travcast, and I'm going to. I think I'm.
You know how many people that's going to throw off
the Mgtow identification thing? I don't care if people identify me as Mgtow. I'm just going to use Travcast and then Travcast podcast, and that's it.
Dude,
guys,
guys,
I'm going to take off.
Yeah, just bring your ass back. Get your
food
and bring your ass back.
Yeah,
Definitely.
enjoy that.
I'm gonna
Enjoy
go
that
pick it up.
food.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up.
Go
I'll
eat your
have-
goddamn food and bring your ass back.
I'll be back, bitch. I'll be back.
What is that?
Damn
Grape
right.
chicken? He got grape chicken.
No, you got curry.
Oh,
Alright, guys. It's Mgtow, bro.
it's Mgtow, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, he got it right. That's the formula right there. You say it, deep voice, amplify
Mgtow,
yourself,
bro.
and then you jump out immediately.
Yeah, I'm working on a new intro. I was thinking about that intro.
Dude, no. See, you're doing all this changing everybody. Like I'm gonna change my name, probably gonna change my icon. Now I'm gonna work on intros and outs. No, come on, man.
I really like that. We are in your homes. We are in your churches. We are angry. That's gonna be my intro.
No, because you're fucking it up.
You're fucking it up, Trav.
Yeah, Trav.
You guys are happy with hello, man. Hello, Mgtows.
Yeah, that's a staple right there. Why do you think I always said? He said it. He said it.
Well, you see, this is the problem. I mean, people come in and we see this all the time. We see this with Staying Free's podcast. I mean, who was that guy? A couple of guys jumped in yesterday and they tried to act all ghetto, like Staying Free.
Yeah. Well, that was the white guy, wasn't it?
Try to act like the other guys. Yeah, if you can't do it, don't pretend and
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
I don't mind that. I don't know if anybody notices. Somebody eventually will probably just throw the insult at me. You have multiple personality disorder. Well, actually, no, I don't.
No.
I'm a human male.
Got that from you.
I'm a lot more complex than you think. You can't just go off of my behavior one there. And also, I say a lot in a lot of men's behavior. You can see vast influence through their life of what has happened and a lot of their mindset. A lot of things that influence who they are now.
Yeah.
Some of it might be speculation, but eventually you'll get straight down to understanding a lot of it.
I like Sam's comparison of Sandman. He says a Sandman is a TMZ of Mgtow.
TMZ. Oh yeah,
technically he is. Yeah, if you want to be honest, he is. He's like, dude. My thing is, but here's the thing. I don't really have anything against Sandman, and the only time I'll ever probably get mad at Sandman is if I ever hear one of his videos, we actually goes into some deep shit and shows that he has way more depth, then I'm gonna be pissed. This whole time you've been feeding us Diet Coke. No, I'm sorry, Diet Pepsi, when in reality you were Coke. You motherfucker.
Well, that's everyone's main criticism of Sandman is that, I mean, some of the things we talk about, suicide, father alienation, homelessness, and then the stuff that he talks about is almost like night and day. Yeah,
well, TFM did try to put up a point. He said that technically there's a dynamic going on, which is weird because it also has me going into a little bit of my thought processes on the idea that men normally form the dynamic themselves without even understanding that it's happening. And on a subconscious level, it's already going on.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. I think it should be like that.
But
I think the problems arise is when the guys fall out. Guys, they have a difference or they get insulted by something the other guy said, and then they fall out. And then
why? Like my thing is, tell them why you disagree with it. Call them a bitch and move on.
Exactly. I think that's how guys should treat it. But unfortunately, sometimes they take it personal and they go on.
They have to understand the feminization of man that's going on a global scale. A lot of your behaviors, really, you need to understand and listen to yourself a lot more than you're doing. And I don't mean just, those base instincts. I want to fuck. No, I'm talking about really when it comes down to that first thought that you're having. There's a reason.
And also when two guys fall out, all their fans and all their all the little acolytes all join in as well. So it's
last night, Shining, two of the guys you were talking about, they were actually AM supporters, and two of the other ones were actually TFLers. No, see, a lot of people were like, oh, you just blocked and blah blah blah. No, see, I heard they were full of shit. They were fucking with it. They were trolling. And then after that, I went and looked into their channels. Yeah. And I got exactly what I knew. My intuition doesn't fuck with me like that.
Oh, you go see who they're subscribed to, and that'll tell you everything about them.
Or just even seeing their liked videos and their videos they even put themselves.
Your spider senses was right, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I stay on this shit.
So
My intuition is a motherfucker.
So what were we talking about earlier? What did I miss? I think Trav had was feeling on a downer this morning. I think
What
was it? Was
Yeah,
was it the kids getting you down?
Oh, the kids. No, I've been internalizing the xenophobia that I've been seeing around Mgtow, and then I realized that that's the major root of all of our problems.
the male territorial instinct and behavior.
Yeah, it's why we do what we do. It's the major root of gynocentrism too. It's that's why gynocentrism happens, because we're always battling between each other, and we forget that the woman there is not the friendly little creature that we make her out to be, because we can't go through life battling with everybody and everything. So by default, the woman becomes that soft little bunny, and she is really a snake.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why nature created neoteny in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's why I talked about earlier about the whole thing about deception and it being a natural tactic strategy of, well, if I want to be honest, all species.
Yeah, but that comes out clearly here in Mgtow as of late, doesn't it? That
well, yeah, because here's the thing. We're tired of this shit.
We're tired of this shit, yeah. So I've had this awakening lately where the question why has been answered in my head, and that was kind of a fuel that made me go for a long period of time. And then now there's the now what do I do? And you know
how do I do?
Yeah, I do Mgtow, bro.
Exactly. You know what to do. You all know what to do.
Yeah. So there's some questions that I answered, but there's that funny, we all get that funny, strange silentness at the end.
Hey, does Messenger, like, does he not want to ever have a chat with me or something?
No, he's today's isn't today his day? So
he's trying to cut down. I mean, I don't blame him. There's a lot of shit flying about at the moment.
Well, you guys heard it. I'm in the Messenger Rising. I'm about to boot all of you. Give me the hammer, Trav. Reneus, keep it up.
Nobody has the hammer today. That's incredible.
Well,
John Kramer has a hammer, and it's kind of like. In fact, don't give me the hammer. I'll abuse it immediately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Staying free. You've removed the hammer from. You've removed my hammer privileges from your channel, so now I can't post links.
Actually, I took the hammer away from some people and gave it to others, and it goes accordingly to how I see they're behaving that in that certain day. Yeah, I'm a racist.
That's just racist, I think. Yeah, some guys released a Mgtow video criticizing Mgtow of just being white supremacy, and I think that's kind of sad. It's like they don't look deeper. It's like they come across like the top crop of the Mgtow, I guess, the bigger channels. And then they get the idea of it. I think that's a pity, really. Look, here's a guy. The guy's name is News You Need to Know.
News You Need to Know.
That?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen some of his stuff. He's been kind of hammering the Today scene, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's one of those. It's another black channel that wants to do a current affairs news report thing. So
okay,
well, yeah, they're going at. Well, here's my thing. I don't care if somebody wants to start their own news thing, but what exactly are they skewing the view? Are they put a little tribalism on there?
I think it's just sad when guys just glance at a thing. I mean, guys around Mgtow, they do it as well. They glance at a subject and then they generalize about everything about it. And obviously, he's come across maybe some of Stardust stuff, some of Turpling Monkey stuff. Yeah, in fact, he referenced Turpling Monkey, and then he's now brushed the entire Mgtow like that without realizing all the stuff that we've done to address the issue that he's talking about.
Oh, so he didn't go into depth, because the thing is, when I mentioned Turpling Monkey, I've listened to it. Like, I've listened to all your channels for as long as I've been around, and I went through everything. Literally, there's days where I went through old podcasts, all that shit. So did he actually do that, or did he just, I listened to this part and then I had enough and now I got it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think people, it's part of our culture, isn't it? It's like, I've watched like Stephen Molyneux's video on that, so now I know all I need to know on that issue.
No, you don't. You have to do your own research. Like, that's my tabs
from the sources. You need
to
get it from the sources, guys.
My tabs literally, like, people don't understand this. My tabs go for on stretching. My bookmarks are so fucking long now. I got to scroll down constantly because it can't fit on the screen.
Yeah, it's like we always said, knowledge. It's not something you can encompass and then just move on. It's something the oldest of us, the youngest of us, just keep taking on.
It's an ongoing journey. I said something really nice earlier, but I'm not going to pat my ego, so I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah, it is a journey we got going in here, and you're always going to learn something new. Knowing of something isn't knowing about something. We get that a lot.
Hold on, where's my notes? Because it's part of the male brain. Because I want to keep emphasizing men are good. Men actually, just in our genetic and biological makeup, we are fucking great, and a lot of people don't understand that part. Because when it comes to problem solving, there's a thing that we really have. We're able to do cognitive empathy. See, somebody will sit there and say, well, women can do it too. No, actually they can't. Not even lying to you about that.
I've always said that. I've always said that instinctively, naturally, inherently, men or people are good. It's just we have this self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, everybody says, oh, you know, people are arseholes. You know, everyone's an arsehole. So they become arseholes. So everyone's an arsehole because everybody else thinks everyone's an arsehole. It's this self-fulfilling prophecy.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
That we destroy.
I'll put it like this. There was a situation where I was in a fight with a man where there was no one else around at all. And we literally just started using old school rules. It's almost like there was some weird type of honor system going on.
So it should be. I remember when I was a kid.
But if you think of other people were around, what would have really went down?
Yeah. Now, that self-fulfilling prophecy thing, this is when we need Messenger in here because he can explain this to us. Do you see that happening in Mgtow now, that a lot of Mgtows, some of the Mgtows that have been around, they're just fulfilling the prophecy and saying, fuck it, I'm this, I'm that, I'm everything you hate.
Yeah, and it's I mean, all this talk about Mgtow is a white supremacist movement. The more you think that, the more you spread that, then the more it becomes that. Even the black guys are saying, yeah, Mgtow is just for white people. So then you leave Mgtow, you make it even more whiter, and then the white guys say it's white supremacy movement. So then the more racist guys jump in, and you make it that.
You make it that. Yeah, we just went through something with that. We were talking in the background about the self-fulfilling prophecies, and I see that a lot now in Mgtow. That I don't want to go deep into what I see, the little avatars, and that's what bothers me about the little girly avatars and the guys that want to be girls and everything. And I think a lot of they've just been called bad names for so long. They start thinking that they are the bad name.
They start believing it. You know, somebody says if you call someone a pig for long enough, they'll believe they're a pig.
Yeah, it goes down to it's a mental suggestion.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And there's a big problem with that. I mean, men need to start looking in the mirror and start seeing who they are. You know, who they are.
Understand how cool you are. Number one, here's the thing. After a lot of reading and everything like this, and especially the Mgtow shit, I don't want to be born a woman at all. I'm happy I was born a male. I do not wish my penis away at all. My testosterone, my masculinity, my big ass shoulders, all my muscles, I'm happy with them.
You should be too. All men secretly despise women because they see them as weak creatures. But when these guys want to become women, that's disgusting. That's not Mgtow.
It makes no fucking sense.
I think we need to slap the bitch out of them.
Oh no, they're gonna get it. All I got to do is just wander onto one of my chats one day.
Yeah.
And they'll understand, like, that's a masculine area. Shiny, you saw some of that.
Yeah, is that our duty now, Shining? We just got to slap the bitch out of them?
No, you guys go with the wise, like, season stuff. I'll just, as long as oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep doing constantly. You'll see some yelling. You'll see a lot of testosterone and masculinity flare. You're gonna get criticized. That shit's gonna keep happening. We're going to show you the aspects of being a male and why none of that should be stinted in any way. You're going to see people questioning, people getting frustrated at another male feeling doesn't fit in, but he's still allowed there.
Yeah.
It's all that right there. And it needs to be happening. It needs to be done.
Oh, Yeah, now this flows down into the other theory I have about, marriage and dating will make you into a bitch.
Well, it will actually. I looked into a lot of things you were talking about when it comes down to a man's testosterone levels
they drop
lowering a
off.
bit, and his estrogen levels actually rise a bit. By
The longer you're around women, the more bitch you will become, and I see that in a lot of these guys.
I think that goes down in the pair bonding, doesn't it?
Yeah. They get estrogen inside of them. Their estrogen levels rise, and they start acting and they start emulating the bitch,
which immediately goes into why we literally shouted at AM so loud, because they need to understand that the presence of a woman is automatically biologically affecting you.
Yes. If men are doing that, be very careful. You know what the biggest organ on your body is? Your skin. If you're rubbing that shit on you, you're taking an estrogen, and it's bad for you.
Well, it's simple. Like when I was born, I was actually born dead because of Kawasaki's disease. And I know somebody saying like, "Well, you were in Japan." No, shut the fuck up. Basically, it happened through an epidemic of women walking around barefoot on floors that had a certain type of chemicals and cleaners on them.
Wow. Oh, that's something.
Yeah. So again, does anybody not remember your skin pheromone? Like I had a woman try to argue with me. Yeah, I slipped up. I argued with a woman. Shut up. I know. Not you, Trav. I'm talking to the people who are already probably talking shit. I know they're talking shit. And here's the thing. Within that argument, she tried to say that pheromones and smell weren't a thing. And then tried to call her father, who was a biochemist.
Yeah.
And I mean, I looked at her like, bitch, you're retarded.
Yeah, that's stupid. Pheromones are a thing. It's a female bacteria.
Pheromones, smell, everything. Go ahead and look up any animal species and you'll find out that pheromones aren't a thing. We are an animal species. We live in nature.
Yeah, what is pheromones? Pheromone is dead bacteria from either the male or the female. And it's 3 times stronger. That's what you get hit with. That's the immediate reaction you have when you go around a woman. You get those pheromones. You start taking in the dead bacteria, and this goes into my bacteria theory that James will argue with me forever about, but I can prove it. And all those go to your receptors, and you start pumping out them chemicals, vasopressins, and all that.
Oh shit! What's the other one? I forgot the other chemical.
It's very parasitic. Then that's why we use the word parasitical.
And then guess what happens? Your estrogen goes up, and now you get one-itis, Tom.
You get one-itis, Tom. Listen, and
second time I did this, Tom. Second time.
That's from being around a woman too much. You're not supposed to. In nature. And if we were out in the woods and we were still cavemen, you would run up on that shit, you would hit it, then you would run away.
Yeah, but the thing is, how much can you blame these guys? I mean, these guys had their fathers pushed away, before they reached the age.
I talked about that before, Shining. You don't listen.
You can't really blame these guys. No, I
know you don't listen. Nobody can listen to my long ass podcast. They're long as fuck.
Yeah, but they have. As soon as they recognize
that's the reason why men end up seeking out mentors.
Yeah.
The reason why I talked about why I even got into boxing, because I seeked out that masculine, just the teachings. I wasn't getting them. I wandered around and did a lot of crazy shit and all that stuff, but really what I was seeking was for that guidance. A little bit of that thing that men naturally crave while growing up. Show me how to actually do this shit. Give me just, like, if you're not going to show me, just at least give me a little bit of a guidance, something.
Well, it's good to have role models. Everybody needs role models.
See, they're replacing that with celebrities.
Yeah, we did.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, and the way it's supposed to work is at the age of 12 years old, the boy is supposed to leave his mother, and he goes out and he starts on hunting parties, and he starts on becoming a man at that age, because all those.
Hey, can somebody give me the hammer? I will promise I won't abuse it, but I really need to use it right now.
Yeah, I can. Put your icon up, say something so I can give you the hammer. Oh. Who are you gonna kick out?
Who's
No, I'm just gonna put him in the timeout because he's talking stupid.
Who's the role model for the mainstream Mgtow, you reckon?
Mgtow industry? Well, industry really. The Mgtow philosophy.
No, who's not the philosophy, but the guys that obviously it'll have to be the guys that hang around Sandman, that hang around what was that guy? Mgtow 101, Turd Thingy Monkey. I think they're the biggest. I think they're the biggest channels. So, who do you think their role models are?
Each other. They just want
No. Oh no, actually, mind you, Mgtow 101 did say that he was trying to copy Sandman. So actually,
told you, men won't actually like to admit that. There's no you got to remember when it goes on to the male mindset, especially when the competition instinct comes into play. No man wants to admit that another man influenced them of anything. They don't want to. They don't want to like bring out that mind thought that they're basically, yeah, like this dude, man, he's a real influence. I listen to a lot of things he says, man. He influences a lot. They don't want to do that because, in a sense, in a way, society is telling every man who does that you're showing weakness, but in reality, you're not.
Yeah, you should. If you had all men should have a male mentor. Figure in their life, and when you find that one, you should say, hey, give him credit. Give him what he gave to you for free. You want to give back to the next guy for free. But in that process, when men start denying those male mentor figures they had, they're refusing to give back to the next generation what they got for free, and that's a very selfish thing, isn't it?
Yeah. See, my thing is like that's why I have no problem with going shout outs. I know Lewis always tries to call me a TFM fanboy and shit like that. We joke around with that. But the thing is, like, dude, I'm not gonna lie on who basically, like, dude, I got a lot of influence from all you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys at all.
Yeah, man, I'll tell everybody all the time. Angry Harry, my first influence, influenced me greatly in life. Love that guy. Cried when he died. I wept.
This is the thing. They've made it in our minds that we can't appreciate another male because then they use that same old ad hominem and shaming language of you're gay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People forget that when they did a study on those young boys from the ages of about 7 to 15 or something like that, hear those young boys talk about their best friend when they're young. And then hereafter, society's got their straight up influence on them.
Yeah, society got their hooks in them.
Yeah, after that, it's done. They don't trust any male. Like, fuck every male. Fuck what friend. I'm not gay. What the fuck are you talking about?
Here's an interesting comment from Paul Stephen. He says he tries to support Mgtow, but it's difficult from his country. I'd say unless you're going to get into YouTube, unless you're going to start making videos yourself.
Don't go to Mgtow.com.
You don't really need to support Mgtow. Just build the philosophy within yourself and apply it in a wise way to your own life.
And also, I want to give a shout out. I don't know if anybody paid attention. Go Cuss. He's been around for a while now, and he's a young dude. And if you pay attention to what he said, I don't teach anyone Mgtow. Only those that listen and want to learn.
Yeah,
I see a lot of dudes that are growing.
You don't have to give cash. I mean, sadly, Mgtow has become another cash cow.
Stay in the business.
No Mgtow channel should be taking money. There's something I said right from the beginning. It's not that I disagree with it. It's because eventually that's what it ends up being. They end up speaking not because men need to hear this message, but because they want to make a couple of bucks. And without exception now, can you remember, Trav? I said this last year. I said there's one channel left that's reached a certain pinnacle, and they're still giving a good message. Now that channel has sold out. That channel is now focused on subs, on views, and on making money. Without exception, every Mgtow channel that monetized their videos, that started selling products, that started jumping on board with bigger non-Mgtow channels to expand their subscriber base, they've totally fucked up the message. It's no longer.
Well, of course, what else would happen? You have to understand there's a reason, there's a difference between passion and just straight up gain. The passion can turn into gain very easily. If even a scent of gain is there, then that means your passion will be gone.
That's
because
right.
eventually it'll be consumed by your actual life and the wanting for that. See, that's when we bring up the dominance instinct, and you start to notice that some of these dudes are still entertaining the idea of chasing pussy.
I put it when your principles are compromised by your passion, when your principles are now second are now second to your passions. I think that's when you start to lose the sincerity of what we say. And Mgtow has to be about sincerity. You can't be giving men life advice, family advice, relationship advice
with a dollar sign on it
when you don't give a shit about them. And let's face it, most of these guys, if you was on fire, they wouldn't piss on you. Most of these guys, they'd sooner burn a $20 bill than give it to you. I'm sad to say that most of these guys, they
it's actually the truth. Sometimes I hear some of your detractors shining, but the thing is, they need to go ahead and shut the fuck up. Because I've talked to you on multiple occasions. Like I said, I've been around, I've been listening, and sometimes the thing I find most enjoyable is a lot of people don't know I've been doing that. They think I'm just new on the scene and don't know much. No. I know. And Shining, Trav, Messenger, the ones that they label the monks. These are men who actually share the sentiment of giving a fuck about other men. Something that a lot of you little bitches are lost on.
And I've heard the argument. I mean, they say it's because society's fucked. What they say is we've gone past the point of no return. Everything's so fucked up that you might as well just look after number one.
Nihilism is not even a good argument in the first fucking place. You still exist. You're still here. And even if you don't have family that are males that are still alive, think about the other man. Use empathy for once in your fucking life and look at what he's going to go through.
I mean, my point was Mgtow from its conception was altruistic. It was right from the beginning, the first videos right up to the recent ones. It was always about sharing experiences, about giving advice to help men avoid the pitfalls that we went through. It was always like that.
It's pretty predictable what happened. Just tell them so they'll understand.
That's what it was always about, and now it's just become about who's popular, who's in, who can talk Mgtow, who can.
Where's my notes? Let me get to my notes.
And it's sad to see. It's very sad to see. Very sad to see. And that channel, the last channel that was still having an altruistic message, to see him sell out to the whore,
it's called the R
channels.
something, isn't it? It's called the R something. I can't remember what the fuck.
That was sad to see.
Yeah, we went through a transitional period there where a lot of the guys sold out, and
I can't find it in my notes. I have this.
I'll tell you something, guys. I mean,
it's part of the male brain that literally is not as big as the female brain that goes into social acceptance, as in social cues of what to do and what not to do.
But the female brain is not as big as the male brain.
No. In the male brain, this part of the brain is not as big in the males as it is the women. But women do know how to activate that heavily within males.
Yeah,
that's when we talk about female influence.
The white brain matter in between the two central lobes. You have the right side and the left side. The white brain matter is the only portion of the brain that females have more of. But you know who else has more of that same portion? Autistic kids and psychopaths. There's connections. The white brain matter in between the two lobes is the connection between it. It overfires in females, and that's why they think with the front of their brain.
That's why their social acceptance. Like my dad was asking me that. He was talking about his wife. And he was saying she finds that a lot of everybody else is more important than him. I'm like, well, fucking duh. Do you not get it?
Yeah. When you look at the electrons firing in a female brain, it's all centered in that area, frontal region. And when you look at the men, we actually use our brains more fully. We use our full brain. You can see outside of areas that women, it doesn't even fire in women.
That goes into abstract thought.
Yeah, that goes in abstract, right? And men have a little portion on the right side of their brain that women don't use. When you see this, it's a little, I can't remember what it's called. It's a little period lobe on the right side of their brain that stops your thought for a split second and lets you think about things. It's a lot of people describe it as we have the men have the ability to image things before they say it. We imagine
writing
them.
down notes wasn't a good thing. I can't find any of this shit.
I'm just going to jump out for a while, guys.
Okay.
It's cool. Indian said the same thing. It's all right. I'll try to write down my notes so I can jump to them, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to flip through all these fucking pages.
Yeah. So there's interesting things that happen on men. You know who did a very good video on this? Not the Oracle. I can't remember his name. He had the big eye.
Shit. No, I know who you're talking about. Hold on.
Yeah. What we do is we men have the ability to stop their thought for a second and slow down all that bullshit activity and focus on and the way I'll explain this is what happens when you walk into a hall as a male. You say you walk into a hall with a female, you're going to a wedding.
Yeah, they actually scientifically prove that literally there's a moment where you're there's like this like microsecond or even lower than that.
Microsecond where you stop, you survey the room, you look at each party individually, and you say, I've been there, did that. These people are okay, these people are not okay. A woman that has no ability to do that, you will notice in your life if you stop at the door and you're looking and you're researching the whole room, but it only takes a glance over. The woman goes straight. She'll end up 10 steps in front of you because she's heading straight for a single group. Without thinking about it, without thinking about whether that person's hurt or whether that person said some bad things or everything. They don't do that. They don't stop and think about that. You're going to go to the bar. You're going to sit there. You're going to get your beer or whatever. You're going to go to over a group that you've decided at that moment that is safe for you to be in.
Because men understand threats.
Men understand threats. And that's that little split second where you went over in your head and you imagined, you drew up all those scenarios. What's going to happen if you go to that group? What's going to happen if you go to that group? What's going to happen? That saves you from a lot of hell in life.
Yes, exactly. The thing is, a lot of men don't understand how your brain really works and how fascinating and great it is. Your ability to assess threats at such a high level. Have you ever noticed? I work in a very dangerous environment, and even while I'm going around, the craziest thing is I don't have to look directly at shit.
No.
I somehow automatically have an understanding of everything around me and the movements it's doing. Yeah.
That's what makes us. I was a electromechanic for years in a steel factory, which we had, large vats of salt, molten salt. We had like 10 of those, and we had large presses, everything was hot. Everything you touched was red hot. And it makes us great tools and instruments of that maintenance and them things, because we naturally observe everything in our what's going to hurt me, what's not going to hurt me. And I found that as a maintenance man in that situation, we sort the men around us. Who's going to get hurt? Who's going to put you in the position where you are?
We can see all that shit.
We get rid of those guys right away. Them kind of shops are no shit. They're you could die really easily in those kind of shops. So we start sorting men on those.
We sort everyone. Like, here's the thing that a lot of men don't get. Because I feel this automatically all the time. And that's why I talk about my leads, basically just showing that respect immediately, because it's sort of like, I want to say it happens on a subconscious instinctual level. When you see a man basically taking control, being dominant, and going ahead and understanding the threats, men literally protect everybody.
Yeah.
They watch everything.
We watch everything.
And if you think you're not a predator, you're a retard or a vegan.
Or a vegan.
So
Hello,
you can get the jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, misanthropic altruist.
Yeah, he's a dick.
What's up, man?
Yeah. How you doing?
What up, my nigga?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You awake, bro? Y'all motherfuckers up late as fuck.
Yeah, I just remembered I turned this on before I got my coffee, so that yeah.
Man, god damn, dude. Y'all be like, I still be wondering, like, do y'all any of y'all get sleep at all?
Well, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning there, is it?
Mr. Thorpe knows what I'm
at
talking
11,
about.
so
It's 11.
yeah, I
It's
slept
Sunday.
in till
Yeah.
just recently, so I'm good.
That's what you're
It's
supposed to.
2:32 here.
Yeah. It's 2:32 here too, yeah. Yeah, we're both on the East Coast or in that general area.
Yeah, like, dude, because Mr. Thorpe, you know, I talked to him during the week, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to vet me, but he didn't realize I was vetting him.
Yeah.
You love to tell lies, don't you?
Shut the hell up. You know what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, yeah, Trav.
Yes.
He actually had an interesting he actually liked your whole pimping thing.
Yeah, I talked to him
I
during the
came
week.
from pimping from a totally different level. As a matter of fact, I think I said something on one of Trav's video about that specific one,
And you know I
but
destroyed
I had a
it.
different viewpoint. No, so me and Trav have different deals.
Yeah, it's a
when it comes to-
viewpoint that I look at it as. I look at it as I'm not going to actually go out there and do that, but I can see some of the overlays on it.
Yeah.
About keeping your hand strong and keeping shit under control, you know, and that's what Mgtow do. We keep shit under control in our life. So there are some for the new Mgtow. If he
Wait,
wants,
are we the last males?
Yeah, I think we are.
I was just listening to that last time. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. What I was describing before, and I noticed a lot of the dudes around, and I'm like, wait a minute, are we the last fucking dudes?
I think
Is this
we are
it?
the last dudes on the earth. At least the rest of them are just covered with estrogen, and they don't know it.
Oh fuck! This situation is worse than I thought. Shit,
Yeah.
it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Now, you misinterrupt our conversation during the week. You spun me down this line of where I answered a question in my head, and then I got very. Yeah, it's where I am now. I'm very complacent. I'm very at ease with Mgtow right now. But there's
that's a good thing, man.
Yeah,
You
that's the
ain't
silence
gonna
now.
have a heart attack like Stain is over here. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, shut the hell up, smartass.
But you know what? When you answer those questions in your life and you sit back, it's like when you find a peace in your house. There's the silence now. There's all this silence in my brain now that's been turned off because I did answer the question for myself.
Yeah.
And it's a personal question, and we all have to go through these. My question was always why? Why did this happen? And
You know
it was,
why it happened.
Yeah, now I know exactly why it happened. I put it down to the T. I dotted my T's, crossed my R's, wrote it down this week, looked at it, read it, and said, "Oh fuck, there's my answer."
And you know you're not retiring because I see where this line of thought is going.
Yeah, that's what my first thought is. I could die now. I can go away.
Nope. Not allowing it. Shining tried that shit already, and I had the same
Yeah.
exact response. There's still more to do. You guys aren't going any goddamn where. And if you think I won't sit there and stalk you, if you try, I will.
So you won't let him go his own way. Isn't that interesting, Stain?
He can go his own way all he wants to, but the moment that he
If
sat
you
there
wanted
and
to
started
go,
doing,
we discussed this before. You gotta let go sometimes.
damn it. God damn it.
No,
Fine. If they
I
wanted
think,
to, they could, but at the same time, part of them knows. You already know.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do in Mgtow. We have to grow this thing, and I could see that point now. But I'm done arguing all the other points with all the guys that don't get it.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue with Bear. I don't want to argue with anybody. I get the answer now.
That's what I'm
get
here
it
for.
Totally. And I'm happy with that. And I finally come to that point in my life where I can really, really, really experience the Mgtow in total I could do it total serenity now. I can turn my brain off and just sit there and, man, this is where I was always supposed to be. This is where I was supposed to be before I did all that stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I've gotten to a certain point where there's a lot of things I understand, but at the same time, I know I can't stop. I can't do it. There's a reason why, because I literally went through that. I tried to contact Messenger, which was foolish because he already knew that, and technically, just with understanding my way of speaking and thinking, you'll know that technically I'm trolling you, so don't answer. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what the answer is. And within that actions, that's why I have these little phrases I do. Can't stop, won't stop. It's fucking Mgtow, bro. If I shut the hell up, if I stop talking.
Every time you say can't stop, won't stop, I picture you with
Y'all doing the
Cristal.
Diddy dance?
Yeah, you puffy, man. You straight up puffy.
Yeah, Puffy.
See, here's the thing. If one guy stops, the next guy stops, what's going to stop the rest of them stopping?
Yeah. So I'm going to stick around Mgtow because it's what I do now. It's my thing in life. It gives me identity. And
here's the thing, though. I'm right now. There's one of the things that's going on mentally in my head. It's a little annoying. It's not an actual serious thing. It's just something I joke with myself about. Is the little bit of an identity. See, I find myself slipping in public more and more. The more and more I talk to more Mgtows. In public, I find myself slipping and actually divulging a lot of my thoughts and ideas when I hear a person speak. Now, that's causing a little bit of problem.
Are you talking about in real life scenarios?
Yeah,
I'm talking about in real life. I talk about this a lot. That is getting to this point now where even though I know exactly who I am and all the other bullshit, you know what? Nope. Where are you at? No, the screen's moving. I got to get him.
Indian's back in.
No,
he ate his curry.
There we go. I'm about to put you in a timeout immediately as soon as the screen stops fucking up.
Who are we putting on timeout?
Red Dragon. He knows why.
Misanthrope, what was the idea you were trying to hit on when we were having our chat?
You know, there was a couple of them. I don't even know what was a video at this point. But there was one. I might have to go back. And you know what? If it is, I don't remember what it was, but it was interesting. It's one of those rabbit hole things, and it could probably be its own thing. So we would monopolize quite a bit of time. I bet you going back and forth on it right now. I honestly don't even remember what it was. I just remember it was important.
Yeah. Them things that you hit on once in a while that you're getting, and you go down that rabbit hole and you see how deep that idea goes. That's the interesting part in Mgtow. It's like, shoot, that's when you learn about yourself. And them are the introspections we take in our daily life. We stop, we think about it. How does this apply to me? Where can I be the better person about after I think about this? And where does it apply to me in my daily life where I can, if I can't apply it in my daily life, then is it useful? Should I put it in that back book? Should I put it on the back burner, or should I, what would I do this? Them are the thoughts, man. There's so many of them, isn't there?
And that's the trick. And it's always up to the individual. How do you apply these really lofty concepts in your daily life? Because if there's no way to apply it, it's worthless. It really is.
At that point. Yeah. It's a good thought. It's good idealism, but it gives you that metaphoric idealism sometimes about how to be a better person, that you can just kind of, okay, I'll apply it to my psyche, where I know it'll just work out better, but it has no actual use in the real world. And them are some things that we have to distinguish in our lives.
Yeah.
But there are some things that, the basic things we say for good reason around here, and then we reapply them and reapply them for good reason, because those maybe 5 Mgtow tenets that we do that are solid. We don't want those things attacked, because them are the things that keep us safe in our real lives. I mean,
And there's so many different approaches. Like the thing that I appreciate the most, and that I'm going to explore, and I have begun to make content on, is so the philosophy thing. I fucking love it. I love the rabbit hole thing. I love all that. I even like the other side, the banter. But what I value the most is stories. I feel like when people tell their own tales, there's so much more meat in that. And I don't know, it's just a different way to relate all these different ideas, you know, and I really appreciate that more than anything else. Because, and also, if you let a person tell a story, right?
Yeah.
It's less likely that you're going to engage in these crazy arguments, because you can't fuck somebody else's truth up. You'd be like, you can point out, oh, I have an idea why you did that in the story. Like, you can do that, that's fine, but like, you can't really challenge an experience somebody went through in and of itself, you know?
Right, yeah. All our experiences are different. Sometimes you're going to get a story that's not going to apply to you, but may apply very good to somebody else. That's why we need all these different experiences in here, because all of our lives are different. All of our lives have different twists, different angles. It's what makes us unique. You know, our noses are different, our ears are different, our faces are different, our lives are different. It's our individuality and our uniqueness.
Can I just want to interject one thing. Who pissed off Marcus for the groundworks of metaphysics?
Did someone piss him off lately?
What anti-feminist came to his channel and made him literally just start going to war?
No, that's strange.
I think he spotted the anti-feminist crowd, and he identified the same thing we identified, that they're not actually anti-feminist, and they're a part of feminism.
Yeah, because he's the reason why I say that, because I went to my subscriptions. You know, I always check, you know, what bros are doing. You know, I'm subscribed to all of you, and he saw the last video title.
What was it?
Karen Strawn, I am not a feminist.
Well, that's who pissed him off then.
Yeah, I guess that's tells it all.
Wait, do they want that problem though? I'll just be honest. Like, I may come and I have my certain way of doing it, but with Marcus, like, dude, that's not really a problem you really want.
Yeah, Karen did a video before that. Her last video was why she's not a feminist. She felt offended. Yeah, and now it's going back and forth. Do you see what's happening there? Marcus made a video.
Here's my thing, though. Trav, we talked about this before. That line that we thought was there.
Yeah.
They don't realize, like, they were actually on the other side of that line.
Yeah, they're on that other side of the line. They
crossed it, and now they're basically erasing the chalk on the ground. Like, there is no line anymore.
Yeah, there's no line. This is our space. They're saying that's what it was always my problem with the females in Mgtow. We don't allow females around here because they do what they do. They're going to cherry pick. They're going to cherry pick topics that can be easily manipulated into their reality.
Well, see, they got it fucked up, because sometimes I cherry pick topics that I want to discuss that can easily be destroyed. And if you want to cherry pick something that I could easily go ahead and verbally bitch slap the ever living hell out of you, well, see, all you're going to do is call a bunch of white knights. That's women's basically their proxy. They love proxy because you have a reality in their fight or flight response. Fight or flight is a male tendency. It's a reaction to stress of men. They're going to tend to befriend. So bring the white knights on, because men need to realize they're not going to actually fight the battle themselves. They're going to bring other white knights on to do that.
And they're so weak that they need a woman too.
Oh yeah, and they're even weaker than them. Bring it on, bro.
That's what my last video was. You know, when these guys come, all they're doing is and trying to convince us. All they're doing is saying they're frail and they need a woman in their lives. They're so frail that they will bring women around here. They're so frail and not able to do those things and it tells on themselves.
Anti-feminism ultimately is a casting call. When you publicly talk about all these things, you know exactly what's going to happen. And what you're fishing. Yeah, you want a barrage of women coming out saying, "I'm not like that," because that allows you to continue your blue pill existence.
Right.
You know. Oh, okay. Well, you aren't like that, and then you get women like Karen, who are, you know, she is intelligent. She comes out. She makes a lot of valid just points, but nobody looks at it for what that is. Like, why the hell is a woman a vanguard for a men's rights movement? And like, why are so many of them more successful at it?
Right. And that's
why aren't you looking at that? You know?
That's the very thing that we talk about. That's gynocentrism. And it's when you look at the Wikipedia thing for gynocentrism, and then you look down and you see all these women quoted, that's gynocentrism. They've just reversed gynocentrism. That is gynocentrism in its very essence, in its very form, that in this man's movement, we have to have a woman that speaks for us, or else we
bullshit. Our value belongs within ourselves.
Yeah, that's because the same thing I was talking about earlier with the xenophobia, xenophobia. That's why, because all these weak males are coming around. They see themselves as they need a woman. There has to be a woman. There's no way they can function in life without a woman. So they bring in Karen. They bring in and let her do her own thing and over there, but not here, because we don't need her. We're not gynocentric around here.
No, we're not at all. In fact, that's the thing that we're wiping off, and the thing that we're trying to constantly
shaking them fleas
out
off. Yeah, we're trying to get that out of our system, not bring it into our system. We're not rubbing estrogen on ourselves.
So yeah, AM, you are a bitch, and I called you out immediately, and I was completely right. You proved me right, you bitch.
Is AM in here?
No, he's not, but a lot of his mods are.
Yeah, a lot of his mods are.
They'll report back. I really don't get two flying fucks. You know what it is, bro.
He's got his minions scouting.
Oh no! In fact, like I told you before, some of the trolls were people from his little discussions. And some of the women even tried to leak over too, and I booted them immediately.
Yeah.
I was about as fast as Messenger on that shit.
Don't make us bring Heartburn on, because Heartburn will just say it the way it is.
I think is Heartburn gone? I think he's a goner now. No more Heartburn.
I think he went his Mgtow way, and he found his Mgtow.
Wait, he's trying to retire?
Yeah, that's what we've been saying. It's like normally.
Nope. Keyboard warrior style, not right now.
Mgtow channels don't last longer than a year.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
If a Mgtow channel 2 years, he's gone double over his sell-by date.
But we want that for some guys, don't we? I mean, we want guys.
Right.
We want guys to come and get Mgtow, take it out to the real life, and apply it. And then
all right, so Timothy Blaze, you obviously don't understand the differentiations between the male stress response and the female stress response. See, fight or flight is actually a male tendency. It's basically a fight or flight. When it comes down to female stress response, tend to befriend is actually their normal actions that they will do. The 10 means to go ahead. They will go ahead and try to find the basically the child and such to go ahead and tend to. Befriend means basically they're going to have the actions of what we see in many times where a man can walk in, kill one. Okay, see, again, that doesn't mean anything at all.
I think Staying Free wants to do his radio show. He's asking when you're going to end Trav.
No. I'm not trying to end this quicker. It's just
just bring him over here, Staying Free. You don't need to go into separate channel. Bring all your men over here. Where's Piddick? Get Piddick Victor on. We'll talk shit.
Oh no, he's doing a script right now. Yeah, he got another video coming, bro.
Oh, fancy that.
No, but see, my thing is, Timothy Blaze, I was trying to say that you need to understand a little bit about tend to befriend and fight or flight. Fight or flight, for a lot of years, people have been misusing that as a response to humans in general, but in reality, it's not. It's actually a gender-specific response. In general, hear that word, hashtag not all, that it's mainly a male response to go ahead and be in fight or flight mode. Mgtow, and then you can explain it better.
Yeah, okay. So when you're faced with a particular stress, the fight or flight response kicks in. So if it is likely that you will overcome that particular threat, you fight. And that doesn't mean that you will definitely do it. It's just the chances kind of thing. And if you think that you won't be, it's unlikely that you'll overcome it, the flight response kicks in where you flee. Now, when it comes to females, it's different because if you looked evolutionarily, what happens is women with fight or flight response would have been selected against, because if women actually went for the fight or flight, you can't fight with a baby that you're nurturing or a kid, and you can't flee either. Both of these are going to be detrimental when you're faced, with a life or death situation. So the response that was selected for in women was the tend and befriend. So tending is usually you tend to your children, and befriending is it's not a sudden response. It's in the long run. So they befriend. That means they create social structures, social connections with other people who will come and help them. So that befriend is befriending others in order to help them during the time of stress.
You get it, Timothy Blades? Starting a little understanding. We talk about this shit all the time.
So a better way of explaining it is, see, when usually if you see a woman actually faced by danger, there's a lot of usually there's a lot of screaming going on.
Well, that goes into the befriend part, really, because they're actually doing the proxy, what I talk about a lot.
Exactly, they're calling for help. So looking for the befriend part. They're looking for another person to come and help them out in that particular situation.
Hence, while the male fight or flight situation goes in like this, they understand that either I'm going to destroy this threat or I have to flee for my survival.
But a lot of the men who flee all the time would have been selected against too, because men who flee all the time would not be ideal mate to protect, because they're going to befriend. They need a person who's going to, the females need a person who's going to protect them. So
yes,
they
that's
wouldn't
what they
actually
look
go
down
for a
on
guy
heavily.
Who would flee. So it's going to be, the selection is going to be more of a fight rather than a flee thing.
Well, yeah, because the number one, we all remember a lot of things that goes down to our existence in our species. A lot of actions are based on reproduction. That's why I try to explain to a lot of men to understand those little feelings like, oh, that bitch is attractive, that bitch is an ass. Well, what you're really saying is you'd mate with that.
Yeah.
Now, you want to make a baby with that.
You got to remember, them are the same things she is going to see of you, and that's the very same thing she's going to learn to hate of you. That masculinity, that protector shit.
Okay, Timothy Blades, now you're being a dick. That's not what anybody was saying. No one said that women are incapable of fighting, because women kill men all the time.
Yeah, they do it a different way. I mean, women passively kill men.
Well, see, here's the thing. They actually use that our biological instinct to go ahead and make them comfortable and not see them as a threat to their actual advantage. Yeah. Well, a lot of men don't understand.
Yeah, the same thing they want from you, that protector fighter status, is the same reason they're going to hate you and they're going to dehumanize you. And then that's when it's going to become very, very, that's when they start killing you. They're going to kill you a little bit at a time to get you out of their lives. We're never made to be around them for any period of time. I know it's very complex when you think about it. The same thing they wanted.
Just like I think a simple way of explaining that would be like why women kill men, or why it's not. They are aggressive. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not aggressive, but here's the thing. Women usually kill men because men don't fight back the same way they would if it was a man fighting against them.
Right. Yeah. A bitch could be poisoning you with heavy metals, and you'll stay around, even though in the back of your mind, you're getting fucked, but you're going to stay around because you're going to think, the first thing you're going to think is, no, she's that special little creature. She can't possibly.
There's no way she could do that to me. She's not an actual threat. It goes down to the mental ability that men automatically have, that predisposition to go ahead and try to protect the woman. It goes down to why gynosurgery is a thing. And we have to go look at the how reproduction is had.
Yeah, once we get a Mgtow, we realize, yes, they can be a threat. They can be, and our whole psyche gets fucked in. Oh shit, all those little girls out there hate me. All those little girls have no capacity to love. They don't have empathy. They will fucking poison you. They will sit around for 40 years and slowly kill you 1,000 cuts at a time. Yes, they will.
And you've got to look at this. When most of female murders, they are not a murder of, it's like, it's sort of planned. It's not a response. It's not an instinct that actually kicks in due to an outside stress.
Right.
Most of this is planned.
Well, yeah. See, this is the thing a lot of men don't understand is, like I was talking about with the article I displayed yesterday, and I was saying that in reality, no matter his response, was it already going to happen?
Right. In reality, it was going to happen anyways. We just didn't see it because we were We were searching for that in the vault.
But she gave an excuse, and her excuse was weak. Because now, looking back at it, while I'm thinking about it right now, guess what? She was going to kill him no matter what. That was already in the works. She just needed something to try to give plausible deniability.
She had to convince herself, right? Once women have the ability to convince themselves that they once they dehumanize you.
How have I not hit on this point? Oh my God, I'm failing.
That's when you got to start recognizing that there is no longer no reason to be around her, and you'll know, as a man, you'll sense all that stuff. But
all they need is plausible deniability. Then your ass is grass. You're gone.
Grass. You're gone. Right. And they will
because they can say, well, guess what? I'm crazy because look at what I said.
Yeah.
Look at my motives for what I did. Even though in reality they already had it pre-planned. You were already out the window.
Yeah, they can get 1,000 males.
When
they get 1,000 males to do by proxy violence on you. By proxy violence is how they kill half of the time. They'll get another male to do it for him.
No, yeah, Red Dragon, you need to shut the fuck up.
Block that guy already.
Time out until you get it ready.
Is that the ape? Did someone told me? Yeah, somebody told me that was the ape.
That stinky ape.
Is that the thing?
Stinky, ballless, hairless.
Oh yeah, a lot. For some reason, hairless ape thinks that Traversable has a camp of Mgtows.
He's a total complete idiot. He's got no logical, rational reasoning going on.
There's no camps in Mgtow.
He's a total troll.
I do have an army.
I don't know why it's weird that he even like I was listening to his video and I'm like, all right, well, what?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He thinks interviews with women is Mgtow. His last interview with what's it? Anya Cares. What's her name now?
Actually, no, Timothy Blaze. Tend to Befriend is a actual psychological scientific study that goes into a lot of the processes of women when it comes down to a stressful, aggressive situation and their behaviors that happen within that.
Anyway, we've got Staying Free's half brother in Pirik Victor. Welcome, brother.
Wait a minute.
Welcome, my brother.
Indian is my half brother. That's my host.
On your mother's side, but on your father's side is Victor Pirik.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, Victor? Did you have any thoughts?
I mean, I think it's
we
pretty
killed
well
it. He had
covered.
nothing to say.
I mean, listen, Staying Free, I always have something to say. Just sometimes you talk over me, drown me out.
Staying seriously.
Yeah,
shut up, Mr. Bitch. Quiet, dog.
I co-sign Misanthropic's comment there.
You really want this, bro?
Yeah,
you want this? You want this fight?
We'll take it to your channel, Staying Free. We can't abuse Trav's courtesy by
you shouldn't have invited him here. That was a bad idea. I'll be honest. You didn't know what you did.
Oh, all right, Staying Free.
I was wondering actually why you did this. I'm like, dude, do you know what this is going to turn into?
Yes.
Well, anyway, Staying Free says you've got a new video coming out, Pirik. Is it again Stardust-esque?
Don't listen to him. Don't fall for Shining's bullshit.
Well, that's what you said, Staying Free. I'm trying to back you up here, trying to be your pal. I thought we were pals. What happened? What happened to our brother? It's just all gone.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Really?
See, I just show up and he gets,
he gets all uppity, gets all bitchy and catty. Wow.
I know, it's crazy.
Teflon.
All right, well, anyways, Vic, I am actually curious.
What was your thought on that, Vic?
On Tend to Befriend?
Yeah, well, you're going into something.
No, do we really have to keep going and Tend to Befriend, dude? That's shit.
Let him talk, man. Come on, let's mute the.
I know. I can't even. Okay, so is that
what you're
victim? Like, are you interested in what I have to say about Tend to Befriend, or are you talking about something else?
You were going into a thought about right before we kind of went off on the bro thing.
Shit, I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
I do. Can you give me what was it about generally, or what was it?
Oh no, Timothy Blade said that.
Yeah, tell us about your new video and tell us about your thoughts on
Motherfucker. Timothy Blade said that fighter.
Shiny does have control.
Timothy Blade said that fighter.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Right, come on. He's just going to get his notes.
Okay. What's that?
Go on. You have the floor now.
Oh, good. So, I mean, I thought Mgtow Indian covered Tend to Befriend quite well in his most recent video talking about this very topic. And basically, it's just the female counterpart to the male fight or flight. Women tend to just... so men will either get ready to fight, the adrenaline kicks in, or they run away if they realize they can't win. Simple. And females exhibit something similar but different, and that's their evolutionary psychology adaptation.
Yeah.
What about transgenders? Oh, you mean the people with mental disabilities, mental illnesses? I don't know what to say about that.
You think transgenderism is a mental defection?
I don't think it's... I mean, listen, if you're a hermaphrodite, I understand you got problems and they were biological in origin. But when it comes down to transgender, I really think it's more of a hallmark of the regressive left than it is anything else.
Yeah, I believe that too. It's sort of pushed. There's a very small segment of our society that actually is transgender or homosexual even, but it doesn't reflect the 96% of the other part of the society where we all kind of reject that.
You think LGBTQ is bullshit?
I believe there are people who are gay. I believe there are men who are sexually attracted to men. I believe there are women who are sexually attracted to women. Do I believe that there are men with the brains of women? No.
No.
Actually, I think Robert Sapolsky covered this in one of the lectures.
He did, and his ultimate conclusion was that while there are differences in brain structures, they're small enough to be accounted for.
Now, if you look at the brain structure of, say, a psychopath or autistic person, they look like the same brain structure of a female. So if you're looking at that from the outside view on, say, what do they call those radiology things where they can look at the electric
EEG machines? Yeah,
you can look at that now. But all you will find is if you look at a autistic person that's firing too much in his frontal lobe or a psychopath that's firing too much in his front, it's the same thing as you're looking at in a female. But I mean,
I'm not familiar with that study or research, so I can't really comment on that too much.
So there's a vast, like with the transgender thing, and you can't really look at it and say, and pin this down to there is some kind of difference in the brain structure. I don't think there's any kind of real difference. There is a difference between male brain structures and female brain structures. We can clearly see, but they're trying to muddy up the water so much to say that there's minute differences that you can't see, but just believe me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, do you think a man or a woman, do you think they could be conditioned to be sexually attracted?
I think they could be conditioned.
Yeah.
Social conditioning. We were talking about that earlier.
Okay. Well, here's the next one. Do you think that's what's happening?
I think that, maybe more on the broad spectrum. Yeah, that's more what's happening rather than they're actually homosexual.
I'm not really sure.
So a lot of that happens with like the moral imprints that are taken. Well, I'm about to talk about an esoteric psychological model. So basically, in Timothy Leary's 8-circuit model of consciousness, the first four circuits of the brain or systems of the brain are that for oral, and then the second is territorial. The third one is the rational circuit, and then finally the socio-sexual circuit. Now, the socio-sexual circuit is where sexual morals and so forth are imprinted. So someone who takes an imprint to be sexually attracted to, say, fetish types like lace and bondage and various other things, that happens early on in the sexual during the imprinting process. So hypothetically, yes, sexual attraction to someone of a different sex, I believe, can be imprinted and furthermore re-imprinted, but probably through, like, the re-imprinting would be done through either like a brainwashing type scenario or high doses of LSD or some other type of cataclysmic event.
Well, tell us about your next video. You said you got a video coming up. He says, Staying Free says, Staying Free, our brother in Mgtow. He says you're writing, so obviously you're doing some research on your next video. It should be something big.
I am. It's so, like, I can't tell you guys. I mean, actually, you, Shining, and actually you all know, writing a video, scripting a video is difficult. It takes a lot of time.
It's funny because people, they don't realize. I mean, I was writing one video. I think it took me like 1.5 years to write a certain video, and I think it got 300 views. And like my other video, I think it took me like 5 minutes to do. It's got like 1,000 views. So people just don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the amount of thought and research you put on some stuff, and other stuff you just rant on for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty amazing how much time it takes. So I understand why people go to a unscripted format. And I can only imagine, like, I think of people like Spetsnaz and his videos, like how much time and effort he's put into them, and the beauty and the quality of some of the video aspect of it, the visual aspect of it is pretty amazing as well.
I think the best kind of videos are the ones that you research and you write up, and you do it in a way that connects with the audience, rather than just. I mean, most of my videos, I don't know if you guys know, I'm writing, I'm actually saying it to myself, or I'm saying it to my kids. So it's not. I don't really have the people's. I don't really have an audience in mind, except for a few. I think a few I did as a request, but generally all my videos, it's for me to watch. Really, as strange as that sounds.
I think that's not a bad idea too, and it falls in line with the whole concept that we talk about of internal versus external validation. You know, so if you spend a lot of time making a video and you're happy with it and you're proud of it, who cares if it only gets, you know, a couple hundred views or whatever it is? If you're happy with it, that's what truly matters.
Well, it's a good question, and I think hopefully I'll get a chance to do a follow-up question. But I think something that all channels need to ask themselves is why, for what purpose are they making videos? For what purpose did you set up a Mgtow channel? I think that's a question all channels need to ask themselves.
Sure.
You know, from the old ones to the new ones, and I think it's an important question, because that will help direct your video as well, and your content. I think something that we touched upon with Staying Free before he rudely left and jumped out was a lot of the older channels. I think they've just lost their way. I think they've just forgotten why they set up a channel in the first place, and they've just been sidetracked. I mean, it's very attractive when you make a video and all of a sudden you're getting $100 a month for a video you made like a year ago. All of a sudden it's making money. So then they say, oh well, why not just do another one like that? And they've just they haven't put their compassion and their principles in their videos anymore.
Oh my god, my Hangouts keeps going nuts because Staying Free just keeps spamming.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can get him back in.
He's not blocked.
Yeah, you had controls.
No, it's nothing to do with controls. It's a little thing that Hangouts lets you do. It's nothing to do with who's got controls or who hasn't.
Yeah, I just can't figure out how to undo it now.
He's okay. We'll speak to him soon. I mean,
okay. So Staying Free, what you do is I assume you're in hangouts.google.com, where it's
you might have to go out and go back in.
Yeah. you have to, where it says, it'll say the conversation, and then it'll show the video link or whatever. And then there's the 3 vertical dots. You click on that. It says archive and leave. You click leave, and then we can add you back.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, I have fun scripting the video. It's just
Well,
you don't realize.
Who are you, sorry to interrupt. So who are your influences?
For videos, like
Yeah,
who are my?
Yeah, who are your inspirations?
Well, I call them the horsemen of Mgtow, like basically the 4 horsemen of Mgtow: Barbarossa, Stardust, Razorblade Candy, and Spetsnaz. You know,
Yeah, the 4 oldies.
yeah.
Well,
Particularly, I mean, Barbarossa has kept his content just immaculate over the years, right?
Yeah,
and
it's chipped up very, very seldomly.
yeah. And then Razorblade Candy, I just I think so. If I had to put them in categories, Barbarossa being like the spiritual leader, and then you have Stardust with his content being like the intellectual, and then Spetsnaz, you have him as like the emotional center. He's the healer, the priest type, and then you have Razorblade Candy, and he's like the fucking warrior with the flaming sword, and he's just beating down fucking feminists and tradcons and everybody. He's just beating them down left and right. Like, no, you guys are idiots. Let me explain to you how government works. You know.
Yeah, if I can move on, Trav, I think this was something that we wanted to touch upon, but I mean, after a while, after a few years, you do get some burnout. You're not as passionate in your video making anymore. You're not as altruistic towards the other towards the other channels around YouTube. You get disillusioned, I think, and you start to look for other guys to come in and to sort of, for lack of words, to sort of inspire you or give you motivation to start, to keep watching, to keep learning this type of thing. And I think it's something that we talked about, Trav, that we're always looking for the next. People say the next Barbarossa. I don't think. I think Barbarossa is just. I think he's a great channel. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's just another Mgtow channel. And I think, yeah, he makes more, he makes better or more good videos than other channels make. But
if you look at some of those channels, you might find that they have less contact generally with the community, and that it might be the key to the way that they sustain themselves and position themselves.
Well, in the case of Barbarossa, I mean, it's hard to say because he was active and he was very, active in the Mgtow community years before I joined it, right? So, if I came around, early 2015 or late 2014, and at that point he had already put out a substantial. I mean, he had like 250, 260 videos by that time. So yeah. It's just a matter of, like, I simply wasn't around during that time period, so I can't speak to.
Okay, so what you're saying, Misanthrope, is the more contact you have with other men on YouTube, the crazier you get, or contact with other men is bad.
Well, I think generally, like, and as an individual, you got to find your threshold, right? Because this is online, and so the trolls and they're always going to come. So you need to understand how you have to come up with your own roadmap, how you're going to traverse that shit. And some do it differently than others. But I think if we look at the success or even the longevity of some of the content makers, there seems always to be a certain point where they kind of pull out from, comments interacting with people that leave comments on their stuff, hangouts, podcasts. They kind of pull back to a certain extent. And I feel like it's because those men have like, you know what, this is my impasse. I want to focus on my content and what I want to say more than necessarily engaging with the community, because right now, for a while, and it's always going to be this way, it can be quite volatile. And so if you have an awesome point and you like, what I'm doing right now, I'm sharing, that can get lost depending on the group dynamic of what's going on. Whereas if you just make a video and say, you know what, I can just say that in a fucking video and be done with it and then move on to my next idea.
Yeah.
I think that mentality is kind of prevalent with some of the more successful content makers.
I think Legend Mgtow wanted to say hi. You can shout out. Whoa.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Legend.
Thank you for allowing me to grace your presence. I respect all of you guys quite a bit.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Presence.
Did you go on a podcast with TFM? Was that you?
Yes, sir.
A couple of days ago.
Oh, I did see that.
Oh shit! I forgot to.
I didn't watch it, but I saw it. I did see it come up on my feed. Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, I saw that. I was like, Legend. Why does his name look familiar? And then I had to get back to work from break.
Anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I couldn't believe it because I'm a nobody,
Oh.
and I'm a greenhorn too.
Nah, bro. You know you got the support of the bros, bro.
Yeah. Well,
I stand on my reputation.
They don't understand. You are the legend.
I'll just add to Misanthrope's point. I would say that it's not contact with. I wouldn't say the more contact you have with other men, the more damage it will do to your content. I would say the more contact you have with idiots, the worse contact. The worse your content will be. I would say if you find some good channels, some good men that you can bounce ideas off, that you can develop some of your concepts with, this actually improves your channel. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump out now. So
I was just gonna turn it over to you because you're kind of good at the moderating thing. Well, he's gone now.
Yeah, no, Shine is very good at the moderation.
Yeah, because we
I've
can't be all
noticed that.
talking at once, and he does that really good. Where he'll
Actually, it's really fun. I'd actually do it in a very weird way, but it works a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Because in a way, I kind of designate the topic towards who I know is going to speak the most.
Which is you?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay,
You walked right into that one.
Yeah, you kind of caught me on that one. It's like, yeah, you designated towards your ass all the time. You won't shut up. Yeah, kind of.
See, I lose control once in a while, and I just like it better moderated, where we kind of take turns and talk, and we kind of.
Oh, that's cool. Message in the room, so I'm
people.
gonna behave. I don't want them to come in and beat the shit out of me.
No, Trav, you would have really enjoyed the conversation Shining and a few of us had the other night. It was very smooth and very productive, and we were all on the same mindset, and we were all exploring different ideas and concepts. And I thought it was freaking outrageous.
Yeah, that's a great.
It was just the bomb.
Yeah, I like when that happens, where everything gets well moderated. And Shiny does a great job of that. If you ever need a moderator, that's the guy to moderate.
No, he tried doing that on my channel, and I had to make him not a mod anymore.
Well,
Like,
that's
he knows how fun it is over there, and he like got all these younger dudes and all this shit. It's like, no. You're getting too much into the fun.
Okay, so where were we at?
I don't know, because Shiner was having a little fun. Like I said before, exactly the mentality that comes along when he goes around my channel, and he blocked me.
He blocked you, yeah. Well, at least we know how to get you back in now. I couldn't figure that out for a while, how to do that, how to get
Yeah, basically you got to un-add him and add him back. It's a little bit of an error that they haven't put it in to fix.
Yeah, I couldn't just go to the block page and say, okay, unblock it. It was unless you close it out and reset it, then your name would come up and then I would take it off. But they haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
YouTube.
All right, so we were talking a little bit about Mgtow. You got Vic in here. You got Mgtow Indian. You got Missing Bitch. You got Legend, and you got Ben. And we're talking about a little bit about Mgtow and certain things that are going on right now. Now, when we want to talk about that, you've got a great group of guys right now to actually talk about that. Especially what's going on now with, like I said earlier, I said a statement. And yeah, I'm going to point out that statement immediately because when it starts happening, I don't want to hear anybody talking about it. I just noticed this. No, I noticed it already. The Purple Pillar is getting a little bit bitchy.
Yes, they are. They feel like they're coming in control now. There was this thing that happened earlier in the year where they kind of Mgtow started losing a little bit, and then now they feel they're in control. Now they're being total bitches.
Yeah,
And,
well, see, the thing is, they are bitches. Purple Pill himself, I called him a bitch. And he acted like a little sensitive hoe. It was in the chat when Marcus A. Brown and Coltain were talking. I called him a bitch, and he said, "You see, this is why I left Mgtow." And to give it really context, I asked him first, well, with Purple Pill, what exactly, I don't understand, what is Purple Pill? And he explained it to me, and I said, "Oh, you're a bitch." And he said, "This is why I left Mgtow," like an emotional little hoe. And even everyone else, even TFM told him, like, "Dude, you're being an emotional little bitch." Male camaraderie and male vetting is a thing.
I think that as men, as peers, it's important that sometimes we call each other out on some negative traits to help each other improve. I'm going to say something that's a sort of a constructive criticism for you, so that we can help you improve. Okay, and that is that I think your method of presenting information is highly aggressive and produces an aggressive response from people. So a lot of times, if people try to express their opinion, and your default response is to call someone a bitch, which in itself is counterproductive to everything.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, I'm gonna stop you. See, this whole thing you're doing now, that was already something that I foreseen coming. There's a reason why I have the explanations before
because
or
it happened
after.
yesterday. You didn't foresee it because it happened yesterday.
But you understand that's the reason why I even present it the way it is because, I'm gonna call you a bitch and I'm gonna explain why. I'm not gonna just say that, go in an aggressive manner, and not still humble myself to give you the explanation in detail.
Except by doing what you do, but by moving in that way, because it's a more or less a personal attack, what happens to the person is their ego defenses essentially go up. They get riled and they shut down to all new information. So it doesn't matter what information your arguments are going to give them. Their intellectual center has shut down and they are only reacting in animal dominance and ego protection. So basically they're just like, oh wait, he's attacking me, defenses go up, and the intellectual center shuts down, and they're not going to hear your argument.
That's a good thing. Actually, I felt that sometimes when I was in the comments with a person, but eventually I had to step back, give myself a second, and then come back to it. And then after that, I was able to take it from a more rational perspective of what they were saying.
Yeah, them are some of the things that we have to guard against doing because we are men and we act in very territorial ways. And one of the things that get us in trouble is that that very thing, that protector thing that goes on in a second. And as Mgtow, we try to work through a lot of those things that when we were blue pill, when we were that way, we weren't able to spot
things we couldn't see.
With things we couldn't see in ourselves. That's the deep introspection part of Mgtow. Sometimes being humble is great. Having a little gratitude and being humble and saying, "Oh yeah, I do that. Damn, sorry."
Yeah, that's why I understand exactly what you're saying, Vic, and I get exactly I get what you're saying when it comes down to the full extent. Shut the hell up, legend. Anyway, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, that at a certain extent, I need to realize that maybe keep it down a notch. Don't always go in with that approach immediately.
Right.
Sometimes just have that stance of, hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. Unless we have a blue pill guy in here, then just go to fuck at him.
Well, I don't always do it. I'm really nice to a lot of people, which is it really annoys the shit out of me that people think I always go. I'm like just on full attack mode every day. No, what? Hell no. You guys have heard me before. You've seen the comments and all that shit. Dude, I really just don't go around with that sense. It's just certain things I see, the certain patterns, which the human brain is built to detect. That's when there's that mode where it's like, all right, well, you're a bitch, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah. Now, do you think this? A lot of times in Mgtow history, we see prominent Mgtows go into a room where there's 3 or 4 blue pill guys, and then he goes on the defense right away, and it comes off very bad. Do you think we should start pairing up when you want to do that?
Yeah, actually, that's a very good strategy, because here's the thing that I was just trying to explain to what do we call them now? The Red Pill Ghost. Is that you when it comes down to understanding where people are coming from automatically at you. See, it goes into a lot of the understandings of the strategy of the debate. So you look up your opponent, you look up their opposition, you look up them, their mindset, their thoughts, all that shit. You look up all that shit, which you already have the opportunity of doing that beforehand. So when you go into that position of being against them, you have to understand what's happening. They're not coming at you from a place where they're really willing to do a balanced debate on fact, logic, argument, and understanding information. It's really just an attack on you.
Yeah. Now I had this happen to me just recently.
Yeah, Vic, I saw you try to shove in. You know what? Yeah, I got that. What you think?
I did say okay.
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm growing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. This is what I went in with Bear on that thing, and I never expected AM to turn on me on that, or take a moderate, and I was like, oh shit! Now I gotta re-strategize here.
Well, see, here's the thing. I saw that coming from a mile away. When I woke up that morning and saw that, I was pissed off because I was on my way to work while I was letting it play, and that made no sense to even happen.
Yeah, that made no sense at all. It was like fuck out of the blue. It's like, oh shit, what happened there? And then,
but again, you said one thing in your statement, your sentence, that you automatically know exactly why it happened.
Oh yeah, I know why it happened. He's looking for subs, and that was his view on Mgtow is very shallow.
Which is weird because I thought he was a monk. I thought he already went through the mental hell that it takes to even have that type of mindset and understanding.
Yeah, you would have figured that. You'd assume that from what he's saying, but it tells you a lot about how we're going to get attacked and how they're going to come. They're going to, well, it's the same thing a woman would do. They pose themselves as, friendly.
Friendly, not actually friends.
That goes back to the question of what was that question before that Timothy Blades had?
Hold on, I gotta scroll up. God damn it. Oh, was he talking about the reactions of people when it comes down to of genders when it comes down to adrenaline and the reactions under stress?
Yeah, he used a phrase that I wasn't quite familiar with at that point.
Either you're gonna have fight or flight or tend to befriend.
Tend to befriend. Yeah.
We've talked about actually that to depth on our channel. It's some of the understandings that a lot of Mgtows need to understand and gain. We do a lot like that's why I get a little mad if somebody tries to say we don't know anything. No, we fucking do. We do research before we talk about anything.
Yeah.
So smoking weed so damn much.
Man, shut up.
Shut up.
Oh, I wish I had some weed.
Actually, your icon with the smoking weed right now makes really perfect sense.
I'm jealous.
I don't smoke that much, so I don't want.
It looks like a wolf who just took the biggest bong hit in history.
Yeah. I still live in Ohio where it's totally fucking illegal still, and they will put me in jail.
Well, no, over here where I'm at, they actually started the weed shops are popping up everywhere.
Are they?
Yeah, all you have to say is back pain, and boom, you got it. $100 back pain, you got it. I'm not even bullshitting. You give a doctor $100.
You're fucking kidding me?
I'm not even lying. I'm not making this shit up. My 18-year-old younger brother did that shit. Just go in, say you got back pain, give the doctor $100, and boom. Well, technically it's 200 because you got to give the doctor 100, and then you got to give the weed shop another 100.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It's always 200. Anytime you see a doctor now for first time because of Obamacare, it's $200 right out of your pocket for anything.
Oh my gosh.
Man, my medical insurance and my dental insurance and the dental insurance for the kids and the medical insurance for them, dude, it's fucking out the roof. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, have any of you guys seen possibly like in person any of the beneficial effects of trying to think about the appropriate wording?
Just say how you feel.
Say it as it is.
Well, like with someone with ALS, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
And, like, have you seen any of those ads that have been coming up showing like a time lapse of the effects?
No, actually,
their body is completely wigging out. It doesn't want to follow your instructions. You know, you want to bend your arm, for example, and it just won't work. You're basically paralyzed.
Yeah, stem cells would have been a great help for that. Thank you, liberal.
Then, I mean, you can get it all different kinds of forms, like a roll-on, an oil, a vaporizer. You know, you could put it into a tea or an edible. You do that, the body absorbs it, and a lot of times it happens way, way, way much more quick than you would expect.
Wait, so is it in a sense like that? When hearing that, it's almost like, is it a complete constrictions of the muscles with straight up tightening with a random neurological response that's not needed?
Basically, every instance is different. They're not all identical, but there are a lot of similarities between a lot of different diseases. And yes, like, I've got my own personal experience with helping people. That's getting frustrating.
That's cool, bro. Let it out. Let it go. Let it go.
But anyway, I've seen people having convulsions and seizures and all kinds of traumatic situations, just destroying their quality of life. And just by something so simple, it gives them new life. They can actually function. They can operate their body the way that they intend to. They have control over their limbs.
Yeah, I've seen the commercials on the ALS and the convulsions, and it seems to work very good. And that was the big pushing point of CBCs.
Tremendous.
Yeah, but what I was looking, and you're right, there's still a lot of research, and for what I'm looking for, my specific thing that I might want to try to smoke it or use it, I haven't seen. There's a lot of things that they say, so I have to be very, very cautious about what is said and what isn't said.
Well, we do
right. You have to do a lot of research, and a lot of it is difficult to find.
Yeah.
One thing that I've learned that I wasn't able to find research on, I had to do my own, was if anybody has a susceptibility to anxiety,
right,
you're going to want to look directly at certain strains.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
and I always get them confused between. Yeah. Go ahead and spat them off.
Oh, you saw it in the chat, didn't you?
I'm only seeing my own in the group chat on this window.
You don't see the chat on the other thing? He said, MA, you need to pop off. He was talking to Mgtow Altruist. Sue Slayer was saying, MA, you need to pop off. He was talking to Mgtow Altruist. Altruist, I guess he knows a lot about this.
Yeah, there's different.
Well, I don't want to get all distracted either on anything.
Yeah.
Well, the botany, at this point, there's such a level of science and botany with marijuana, man. It's just getting, it's really intense. It's awesome, and especially in the more legal states. There's still restrictions, though, so you got to keep in mind it's been illegal for so long. So even though there were some scientific studies and they were developing strains, even in the government, it was at a limit. But now that shit, the floodgates are out. It's awesome. Yeah, there are different strains where it's interesting because like just regular dirt Mexican weed, right? Smoke a bunch of that shit and you've got anxiety, you might have a panic attack. But now they actually they're tailor and custom making strains of weed to help with anxiety. Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of them, on a level like for treating seizures, for example, they don't need. They're weeding out what helps and what doesn't by trial and error across different spectrums like age groups, genetics, all that different stuff. They're taking a very scientific approach to it, and in some cases you need an elevated CBD, and in other cases it's the other direction.
Yeah, now
a lot of it is a case by case basis. I mean, there's huge benefits to treating and not like fully, but nearing the instance of curing cancer, for example.
Oh yeah. Now that's the danger of just walking into your doctor and I've got back pain, because he's going to give you a prescription of a certain kind of weed.
Oh, they do?
If
I haven't heard about that
yeah,
aspect of
if
it
he
yet.
knows that different, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to.
So in my
No,
state in particular, that's not necessarily how it works.
That should be how it works.
In my state, which legalized it a few years back, it's set up so that you go in and you get a medical marijuana card, and then you can take that card to the dispensary, and from the dispensary you can choose from any particular strain that they have.
Yeah,
that's how it works here.
Talking to the and being honest with the guy at the dispensary about what your particular needs are would be very critical to getting what you need.
Yeah,
well, of course.
And not all clerks that work at the dispensaries are created equal. Some are, and this is one of the other problems, is the way that they continue to name strains in like, bubblegum cushion. Like, it's really fucking stupid names. They're not
consistent.
Yeah, and so you're getting, everything has a brand, and then like you can walk in not knowing anything.
Right. As opposed to saying this strain is 25% sativa, 75% indica with this and this, and it's been genetically modified in this way to provide maximum pain relief.
Right. Some shops are outstanding on their research.
Right.
And which one again is it? Just for everybody that's listening, which one is sativa or indica? Which one is anti-anxiety, and the other one will do the opposite. It will flip you into an anxiety or panic attack. That way, whoever's watching has that information that they can rely on to help them benefit from the information.
I'll be completely honest with you. Most of the time, I stick to. Actually, I don't even smoke that much anymore. But back when I did, I would try to stick to strains that were roughly 50-50. Or like 60-40. I didn't never experiment with anything that was pretty much pure. Actually, wait, there was that one. Blueberry mango.
Oh, by the way, to answer the question, I think it was a question. It's indica, which is good for anxiety.
Okay, yeah.
Not sativa. Yeah. So, and basically, indica is low THC, high CBD. So you're going to get more of a body buzz. It's going to be a lot more relaxing. Whereas sativa, that's all mental. So you're gonna have like thought loops and shit. You're gonna like just kind of hang out on the fucking couch. It's less likely you're gonna be productive on the latter. That's more like just really just melting into the damn couch.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, it all depends on your own body chemistry and your own physical level of activity as well. Like some people will get completely put into the couch, while other people, it'll help energize them and be more productive. That they are incredibly boosted on brainstorming, coming up with creative ideas and such. I mean, they're not pushing it or anything, but I can tell you from my own personal research, if you can get a hold of this one called Phoenix Twin Peaks. Phoenix is the company. Twin Peaks is the strain. It is like a gold pill for someone that suffers from high tension levels and anxiety. That's been my own personal experience working with a fairly expansive number of people with different disabilities, and whether they had a disability or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go. When I Googled Phoenix Twin Peaks, it came up with a restaurant. It was like,
now, this is coming from the Oregon, Washington area of the country.
Yep.
It should be available within Oregon and Washington state.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah, Trav, you should have let us know.
I suppose I could.
This shit can go like 8 hours.
Okay, yeah. It's,
I can't go that long.
I can. I will.
You know what? If anybody wants to set that as a goal in the future, with any incredible mind that like the gentleman I'm in the room with, you guys are all welcome to invite me to whatever. I'd more than love to join you.
Well, guys, you already know you just issued the challenge, didn't you? Were you challenging me, bro?
Threw down the fucking gauntlet.
Yeah, you threw down the gauntlet. You
No,
threw down
you
the
know what?
glove. I'm
I
mad.
love you, bro, but you are at the bottom of the list.
I don't get two shits.
Bro.
You are too close to a drama queen for my level of comfort. I've got all the respect in the
give
world
two
for you,
flying
but you
shits.
follow a little bit different pattern than what I prefer to go with.
Not my
And
problem.
as you've seen, I'm more than happy to join in all the time, but I do have my limits. I mean, like over the past week or so, I've gotten probably 10 to 20 hours of sleep. I've been going pretty hardcore on a lot of different things. I've got a lot of different projects going on. And when I get tired, I have a little bit less tolerance.
Patience
for
the
that.
same way I
Yeah.
am. I really don't. You see me when I'm tired. I don't do it. I'll walk in, swat the ever living fuck out of you, and walk right the fuck back out. I need to go back to sleep. But I always got time for my bros. All day, every day. That's all it is.
And if anybody's ever got any constructive criticism for me, I mean, that's my goal. That's my own personal goal. And that's the type of people I want around me anyway.
Yeah, that's really good to get in your life around Mgtow, especially when you get the constructive criticism that's coming from a friendly base.
It's basically in the
Exactly.
best interest of the other person without trying to get any exploitation out of it.
Yeah, too many times in here we just get the and it's hard to decipher sometimes when someone's just being ruthless and trying to hurt you, and that's criticism. You can just throw that out because it's non-productive. But constructive criticism is very we need to give more of that in a nice, friendly way. Where okay, if I'm fucking up on one of my videos, just say, "Hey, Joe."
Not in a nice, friendly way.
Yeah, you just say, "Hey, you could do this better this way," instead of saying, "Hey, dick," you know.
I think a lot of that has to do with your relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Being on the
Yeah,
same
it's the way that
level.
you view it and the
Right.
understanding of that person's sensitivity and their taking of criticism and how they're able to go ahead and take the criticism and analyze it for whether it's benefit or not.
Yeah, but you kind of know when somebody's just trolling you and you're like, oh shit, that's not good. Okay, so what do we we have been going on 3 hours and 43 minutes here, and
That's not palatable.
yeah, it's not palatable for the viewer. I wish I could split them in half and do like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, so they can at least keep their thoughts straight. So I'm probably going to close this down. I'm sure somebody is going to want to start another podcast stuff.
Got the message, bro.
Shut it down, Joe. Timothy Blade says. So with that, I'd like everybody to kind of. Is there a final cap thought on what we talked about today?
I think Vic has one. If I say one, I'm just and people will feel like I'm insulting them. So you got to say it, Joe. It's your podcast. This is your channel. A lot of people get the message directly from you, so you got to say it. If I say it, it's going to come off really fucked up.
Yeah, my thoughts were, there's a lot of tribalism around Mgtow. There's a lot of male issues we have to get over. We can talk through these things. We can work through them. We can sound these off of each other as sounding boards. And but the basic truth is a lot of our functions and a lot of our biological functions in Mgtow is based on what we learned in school, and it's based on these preconditionings that we have. Them are the things we really have to work on, and that's what Mgtow's for. Taking those deep introspections into our soul, to say, and finding out the better person in you. And I believe it all starts with xenophobia. We're afraid. We fear other men. We're programmed to fear other men. We have to stop that, and that's where I was today.
Thank you, sir.
Fucking ace.
So I told you, man, Trav's the dude, man. That's that guy. You think not?
See, he's a perfect example, I think, of how you can be an upper echelon of a warrior class and still be soft-spoken at the same time.
Whoa, what? Have you not heard all his streams? You haven't heard everything, have you? No one's ever heard Trav say, "I'll punch a hole through your fucking chest."
He just displayed his capability. I'm using
Yeah,
that
I do it all the
specific
time too.
instance
You're not
as
gonna
a
give me props,
fantastic
are you?
example. I don't have to see every aspect. I don't have to know Travis for
Yeah, it was
the past 10 years.
Wait,
to get a
no.
reasonable
Hold on.
sizing up of it.
Why all of a sudden do I get on trial immediately for anytime I'm loud and all that shit? But as soon as the moment when I do like some straight up off the dome, showing my calm rationality, nothing. Are you trying to kiss his ass?
Yeah.
It all depends on how you carry yourself, right?
No, wrong. Actually, I'm going to point out exactly something you didn't do. See,
Really?
men are very more complex. We have multiple facets to us.
When did complex end with a T?
Shut up. Anyway, now you fucked it up. I had this thing. It was right off the dome. It was about to happen, and you ruined it. Now I'm about to go start it on my stream because you're being a dick.
Do you have a closing there?
You know my close. Wait. Do I get? No, I want Mgtow Indian to do it. Actually.
Oh, fuck off.
Cool. You're not. Oh, fine. I'll do it. Stay safe, free. Stay Mgtow. Oh, and before I get, it's fucking Mgtow, bro.
There we go. And with that, I'm going to shut this podcast down, and I hope to hear from. I'm going to get something to eat. I've been cooking some eggplant parmesan. I hope I'm not burning it. And with that, I'm going to shut the podcast down, and I hope we can restart somewhere else. I'm going to take about an hour.
Bring your asses to my channel. Actually, I'm starting up now.
Okay, and then I'll see you all again in about an hour after I get my dog fed, get me fed, get the dog in from outside, and all that bullshit you have to do in real life. And with that, thanks each and every Mgtow out there. Thanks, Legend. For coming down.
I'm doing it. Thanks for being Mgtow.
Thanks for being Mgtow.
I got the